the Grunfeld is a very good opening for those of you who are striving to get a double age.
In this video we're going to look at the latest developments in the 6 bishop g5 knight off.
I'm gonna start with sort of my first official Stonewall game.
The idea is not to fight against any opponent move, prevent everything, defend and so on. No, it's just to move.
Okay, so let's send a challenge.
Here is challenging me. Nice graphics, easy to see. Oh, what are you thinking about? You're looking how it can be the most painful?
Exactly. Okay, fine.
That I give him up a phone. He wants to be even rude.
B3, A5. What do you think about this opening? Honestly, what do you think?
You don't have to play knight c3. We can actually put a piece on d2, which is better because then we avoid the potential doubling of our c-pawns.
What you have to understand about practical endgames as a whole is that just like in the middle game or the opening, you cannot rely solely on these general considerations.
This is John. John loves to study chess. This is David. David loves to study chess as well, but efficiently. John spends more time setting up the board and figuring out what's on the page of his book than he gets to study. David likes to take it easy and use his time wisely. David has finished his exercise for today. John should try the same.
It's time to take control of your journey towards chess mastery. Magnus Carlsen introduces Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Move Trainer uses the science of spaced repetition to identify your strengths and eliminate your weaknesses. There's no need to set up a board, remember which page you're on, or keep track of all the moves you miss. Move Trainer empowers you to go from the opening to the endgame with confidence. It's a seamless, effective, and fun way to study chess. Choose from one of the largest online chess libraries in the world, with hundreds of titles ranging from classic books through to our exclusive Chessable courses, including over 100 free courses. Get expert insights from International Master John Bartholomew, Grandmaster Sam Shankland, International Master Christoph Silecki, Grandmaster Simon Williams, World Champion Magnus Carlsen, and hundreds of other instructors. Get started now and join our growing community of over 100,000 chess enthusiasts at Chessable.com. Chessable, take control of your journey towards chess mastery.
Welcome everybody!
My name is Jan Nepomniachtchi, former world chess champion.
Are starting a new course here for Chessable.
A very special Chessable course.
Master your chess with Judith Polgar.
You know what? I learned a lot.
Seriously? Checkmate. Aim Chess is an intelligent system that analyzes your game, prevents mistakes, and develops recommendations for improving your skill. Phew.
Welcome to the new Chess24 playing experience. Play in light mode or dark mode. Choose from a range of time controls or create a custom game. And get paired with players from around the world, fast. Enjoy a polished playing experience while making moves on a fresh, responsive board to claim your victories. Train and improve with over 80,000 puzzles. And that's not all. Download now and discover what more you can enjoy in our brand new app.
Hi there, it's me, John Chess, inventor of chess. And are you sick of sucking at chess? Well, lucky for you, I have also invented Aim Chess. Look at this chess puzzle. Did you solve it? Of course not, that's because you're not using Aim Chess. Aim Chess is a digital chess trainer that helps you improve by creating unique lessons based on your recent games. Just link your chess.com, Chess, or Chess24 account and feel that brain wrinkle. Yeah, see, you shouldn't have blundered your queen just there. Now I know! Thanks, Aim Chess! Now all that's left to figure out is how that funny horse moves. They even got acquired by that one chess player other than Hikaru, so you know it's good. Hi, it's me, that guy I just mentioned, and I am the best chess man in the world. But thanks to Aim Chess, I also have a girlfriend now as well. This could be you! Personalized training, game reports and analysis disease, study plans, thick, luscious hair, intuition builder, all this and more available on Aim Chess.
Hello?
Courtney, did you know that Aim Chess users improve their ratings 43% faster than average?
What?
So what are you waiting for? Join Aim Chess today. Links will be somewhere, probably. I don't know, I just made the video. Aim Chess. Sign up now and get 50k silver and 2 free months off your VPN. Now that's what I call a Queen's Gambit. That's so fucking dumb. Aim Chess. For when you aim to chess. That's their slogan. It's what they say. Ready, aim, chess. That's another. Look, just sign up for Aim Chess, okay? Just, come on, literally, why not? Alright, just stop being a dick for like 5 seconds and just go, alright? Jesus Christ.
Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Choose from one of the largest online chess libraries in the world, with hundreds of titles ranging from classic books through to our exclusive Chessable courses.
Hello everyone and welcome to this short introduction to the Ruy Lopez. So the Ruy Lopez is a chess opening that appears after the move e4, black replies e5, we play knight f3, black replies knight c6, and now bishop to b5. This is the Ruy Lopez. We intend to castle next and we are building some initiative in the center later on by playing the move c3 and hopefully d4. It's a very solid and reliable opening. It has been played by basically all the world champions throughout the history of chess. It has been around for hundreds of years. And it can definitely last you a lifetime once you learn it. So I really recommend you all to try out the Ruy Lopez.
Air quality isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you think about chess and esports, but it affects our focus, decision-making, health, sleep, and more. What's in the air you breathe? Find out with Air Things.
Hello everybody and welcome to the FTX Road to Miami Semifinals. We're getting to the business end of this tournament and only 4 warriors remain. We have in semifinal number 1, Wei Yi against Richard Rapport after Wei Yi came through a stern test of Samuel Sevian, and Richard Rapport also in a very interesting match against Jeffrey Zhong. Both were victorious, meaning that they face off against each other. And Jan Krzysztof Duda overcoming Anish Giri, as did Levon Aronian. Levon Aronian starting off terribly against Eric Aishi, lost the first, drew the second, and then magically came back to win games 3 and 4. And well, that means that Levon Aronian, also through the experienced Levon Aronian, many people's favorite for this tournament. What are they playing for? Well, a few things. It's the 5th of 9 of the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour tournaments. You can see there a breakdown of the tournament schedule, but what they're actually playing for are two things. Firstly, there's a bunch of money to play for. $25,000 for the first prize, $10,000 for second. Sorry, I beg your pardon, $15,000 for second. Everybody in the semifinals is guaranteed $6,000 plus the win bonuses that they got for their wins and draws in the preliminary tournament. But of course, one of the big things they're playing for is a ticket to the FTX Crypto Cup in Miami, taking place in about a month's time. You can see there, 15th to the 21st of August, one of the majors of the tour. And most of these players, well, a lot of these players in the semifinals, certainly when I think of, Rapport, Wei Yi probably would love to be in Miami, because that is going to be played live in Miami, a ticket to Miami. Wow, that's quite special for the FTX Crypto Cup. But still a long way to go. Semifinals today, and then tomorrow we start the finals, the 2-day final. The final lasts for 2 days, and we'll soon see who manages to qualify. As always, I'm joined by the one and all, the Oracle, and I mean that quite sincerely. The man, the myth, the legend, Grandmaster Peter Leko. Peter, lovely to be back with you for these semifinals.
Yeah, hello, Lorenz. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. Wow, I mean, yeah, really, yesterday's quarterfinals were just incredible. I mean, now we have these 4 warriors, as you said, yeah, but I also feel like we could have exactly the opposite 4 names here as well. They would have also deserved it. Just shows that what an incredible format, what an incredible fight we had. And yeah, now it's all about reaching the finals, getting that tickets to Miami. I mean, I think there will be incredible big pressure on the players, yeah, because this is not just trying to win this event, but yeah, qualifying for the big major. I mean, that's really huge.
Yeah, it absolutely will be, and a lot of pride on the line, as always. Duda, Aronian, 2 real heavyweights. But, we can't rule out Wei Yi, Rapport. Wei Yi, a lot of players or a lot of people watching this might be saying, well, I don't really know much about Wei Yi. Well, Wei Yi's, a top player from China, came onto the scene years ago. For some people, he didn't realize his true potential, his true talent. But Peter is a believer. And Peter believes that there's still another growth spurt in Wei Yi, that he's still got a bit of legs left to make a push towards, the talent that we know. And we've been watching his games. My word, how this guy plays, fearless, exact precision and principled chess, always looking for the best move, never cowering. So Wei Yi, great player. Of course, Richard Rapport doesn't really need an introduction nowadays, was at the candidates. Hungary #1. Insanely talented player, and this is a very interesting matchup. I mean, of course, both of the matchups are extremely interesting. The games will be kicking off in about 5 minutes time. They'll be a lot more manageable today, obviously, as the number of games have reduced, so we'll be able to keep a keen eye on all the games. But before we go there, of course, we have had running promotions for you guys. Very important. #1, get yourselves a premium membership. It's really worth it. 40% off. Use the code Road to Miami and get yourselves that really nice discount. If you get the year membership, which I suggest you all do, then you get an extra month as well. So really go for that year membership. You're saving a lot of money. Also, get yourselves an FTX account. Of course, the big sponsor of this tournament, FTX, one of the leading cryptocurrency providers. You want to do that not just because it's worth actually getting involved in the space, but also because we're running some really cool things, including the concept of the key. And in order to have the key, you need an account. And once you've got an account, you can get access to all of these great new ideas and promotions and prizes and giveaways and all that sort of stuff. But you need to get yourselves an account first before you get it. More details can be found on the Chess24 Twitter page and on chess24.com. Time control is it's a 15-minute plus 10 seconds per move match, so they are rapid matches. If there is a tie after 4 games, there is blitz, 5 minutes plus 3 seconds per move. We saw 2 blitz matches yesterday. We've not seen an Armageddon yet, but I wouldn't rule it out. Normally, there tends to be at least one Armageddon in these events when Black, who has a minute less, only needs to make a draw and he goes through. So that's how it all works. Semifinals today. Peter, we have to do the traditional thing. Predictions. Now, at some point yesterday, you were looking like you were going 0 for 4 and, you know, probably something like a 5% shot, and they all turned around for you. So I'm a believer in whatever you say. What do you think is going to happen today?
Well, exactly. That's the reason why I feel like I don't want to predict anything, pardon me, anymore. Even my voice disappears under this stress. Yeah, I mean, really, I feel like yesterday I just jinxed it. I named those 4 guys, and that was the only reason why exactly those guys qualified. I just don't know. I mean, it was really so close. I just can't really name anyone. I mean, okay, of course I have to go with my countryman Richie. I mean, of course I'm rooting for him, but you already said, yeah, I have incredible respect for Ruy. I know that he is incredibly talented and still extremely young. You know, people, just because he was already very, very strong at the age of 15, reaching 2,700, and now he's like, what, 22? I mean, he's 22. Come on, this is perfect age to start climbing higher and higher. And I believe that, you know, also there is a big trick. Yeah, when suddenly somebody very quickly shots to the top, and then the federation or his country might think, that's it. The guy is so talented, everything works by itself. Why to, you know, give extra support and so on, because it's automatic? No, it's not automatic. I mean, if you really want your players to get to the absolute top, you have to support them with all you got. And I feel like if China will really devote themselves to Ruy's development, then he has a really bright future ahead of him, reaching top 10, and then who knows what else.
Yeah, absolutely. He was just so young, as you said, when he came onto the scene. People forget that he's still extremely young. He's not 39 years old. What is he, like 20?
22.
22. He's a baby. My goodness, Ruy. Yeah, I mean, 22, 23 years old. I mean, plenty of time to make that next jump. If we look at some of the world's best players, you know, Alireza Firouzja, 19 years old. You know, in fact, if we look at the top 10 players in the world, apart from Alireza Firouzja, everybody else is around the age of 28. So, you know, tons of time to get. And Ruy, he's 20, his rating is 27. He's only, you know, 2 good tournaments away from suddenly being top 15, top 20 in the world, top 10 in the world even. So don't write Ruy off is my suggestion. Richard Rapport, though. Let's talk about Richie. Now, Richie was rated 2770. He had a bad candidates. He's dropped down a bit. His live rating is 2754. I think he lost some points at the Bundesliga as well, but he will be back. Super talented player. Jan Krzysztof Duda. Well, the dude also well underrated, in my opinion. Only rated 2739. Had a bad candidates, though, so he dropped a bunch of points there. Levon Aronian is still in the top 10. All these years. How many years has Levon been a top 10 player now? Peter, what do you think?
Well, I think that he entered top 10 like in the end of 2005.
Wow.
So you can count it, yeah? It's basically 17 years.
That's phenomenal. Top players and the games have kicked off. So let's just get straight to it. Where do you want to go first?
Well, I have the game Veyi versus Richard open. I mean, I was just very curious to see what Richie will come up with. I mean, he likes to switch between his Sicilians, and now he's playing the classical Pausen with e6, a6. I mean, and after bishop d3 goes for bishop c5, knight b3, bishop a7. All right. Now, very interesting that Will Veyi played the traditional way of, you know, just going short castle and then queen e2, c4, bishop e3, one of the systems that I also love to play. Or will he try to go for some castles, queen g4, very sharp stuff? I don't think that usually when your opponent invites you to play for this sharp stuff with queen g4, you just simply decline. I mean, you are not interested in it. Let me just play normal chess, queen e2, c4, bishop e3, small little pressure. And okay, maybe black is fine, but we play a very simple, easy game.
Yeah, plenty of setups here, as you said. Early queen g4s. What's the point? You might just be walking into something. And Richie has also shown, you know, that he's been playing quite a lot of these Paulsons and Sicilians with e6 recently. So he's clearly got some ideas. I fully expect Weyi just to play knight c3 or c4 here. Just playing kind of a standard variation. Also, maybe he'll think about queen e2, bishop e3. That's the other standard way of just trying to eliminate this very nice bishop on a7. So lots of different setups, all of which are perfectly reasonable. Yeah, and that's what I expect. Perhaps we can go over to the other game. Have a quick look at that opening.
Yeah, it's also very interesting that it's kind of an IMSO. But I mean, after knight f3, Duda played the move which used to be the absolute classical main move, c5. Like 15 years ago, it was almost exclusively played. Lately, however, now the move of the short castle has taken over. It's a very fashionable line in the last 5-6 years. Black was doing extremely well, leading to some very sharp positions. There is also another argument that black can simply play d5, transposing to Ragozin, but it's not Duda's main repertoire, maybe even not even his repertoire. So it would be quite surprising seeing him to play d5. And there is, of course, the other classical way of just going b6 and playing this Nimzo Queen's Indian type of structure. However, c5, the most classical. Now white plays g3. And here black has tons of different lines like c takes d4, knight d4, castles, bishop g2, d5, I think is clearly the old big main line, the classical main line. But Duda wants to spice things up. And after g3 opted for this slightly unusual knight c6 move order, bishop g2, knight e4, that's the point. He's trying to use this pin as quickly as possible to disbalance white's construction. Bishop d2 is played, takes. Now we see white's pawn structure doubled. However, white gets very quick development, so that clearly compensates for the structural damage. Castles, b6, knight e5, and things are escalating so quickly. I mean, the players are blitzing it out. Is this some kind of a theory? I'm not sure. I haven't seen it before. Takes, queen takes d2. You remember, you asked me, since when is Levon in the top 10? Well, if I'm not mistaken, then this was Levon's kind of repertoire back then from the white side. He was playing this knight f3, g3 stuff. So it's like going back 15 years in time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen Levon Aronian in the past few years incorporate 1e4 into his repertoire for years and years and years. You didn't see Levon Aronian play 1e4. He was strictly a d4, c4 player. But as the years have progressed, he's decided to open up his repertoire, of course, having tremendous success as well, playing 1e4. But today, deciding against the dude, let's play something a bit more classical. Not the most exciting position. You know, if Black is if Black is able to complete his development, he's going to be totally fine. Not overly impressed with White's position if Bishop a6 exists. But now we see maybe some concrete idea by Aronian. But it wouldn't surprise me if Black just gives up this c6 pawn. For example, takes Bishop a6. And if Bishop takes c6, just Rook ac8. And, you know,
exactly.
The C pawns are falling. I'm not impressed. Even, of course, Bishop b5.
Even you have Rook d8 move. Yeah, you even have this move.
Yeah.
I mean, both looking very, very drawish.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We will see.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. The evaluation bar finally got where we think that it should. Yeah, because it looks like it's a roughly equal position. And I was a little bit confused. Why is he thinking that White has advantage? No, White doesn't have any advantage. It's correct. An endgame, but you never know. Yeah, with Levon, he's always very, very smart. He might have some hidden idea that at least he thinks that maybe he can torture his opponent. Maybe it just came as a surprise what Duda did, and he just takes it free. And look at d8 played. Yeah, I think that this is the cleanest. Just hitting both pawns now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see absolutely nothing here for White whatsoever. Looks like Drawsville, Tennessee. You've been to Drawsville, Tennessee, Peter? Doesn't exist really. But.
No.
But a position that certainly is not a draw is Weyi against Rapport. Super double-edged stuff by Richie. What else would you expect? What the evaluation bar going up for White, but well, e5 makes a lot of sense strategically, right? On one hand, you get the d4 square, you allow the bishop out. On the other hand, of course, you do create a backwards pawn on d6, and the square on d5 can be used. So it is a very tricky move to execute well, but you kind of tend to have faith in Richie in such structures. Do you not, Peter?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, first of all, it's a rapid game. Yeah, so having a very compact, very strategic position, yeah, where you know where the pieces are going, it's kind of desirable. There are not so many things that you have to calculate. Yeah, you have to watch out for some doubling on the d file and then being time to defend the d6 pawn. Usually because after some trade on e3, yeah, this is the usual scenario that normally people trade on e3. However, Richie did not take, and this is always, I think, very smart, because let's just show what happens if, what is the difference? Yeah, what would happen if, for example, Black takes, then White takes on e3, Bishop e6, and then White might starts doubling immediately, and Rook d2, Rook fd1, you can then very, very nicely retreat the Bishop to e2, opening up the ways for the rooks to target the d6 pawn. And one more other also strategical idea, eventually somewhere might be some h3 bishop g4 trading the light squared bishop. This is also quite typical. I used it once against Grishuk in Time Memorial Blitz. I used this variation and I was so happy because in Blitz I was, you know, just not even thinking, I was just making the most natural moves with White and putting some pressure, and it was back then a completely new setup. It caught Grishuk by surprise, and he was suffering. Later he also switched to this. I think he played against Vityugov from the White side also this position already. So yeah, a lot of developments ever since. And Richie goes bishop e6 and knight d5 a5. That's exactly the dynamic way of treating the position, trying to get a4 in and fight for the d4 square.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It's proactive. I can get behind it. It's a Richie kind of position. You know, he feels comfortable in these slightly unbalanced Sicilians.
Yeah, now, he also wants to avoid the preparation of Weyi. Yes, so he picked the line where, you know, this concrete direct move pair move preparation does not really exist, and let's just play chess approach.
Right. Okay. The other game, just seeing out the corner of my eye, absolutely nothing to talk about there. Stone cold rook ending, typical draw. If rook takes e3, you could just double on the a file, or you can even, there are a million ways. You can even take on c3, go rook a1 and a5. That's good enough. 1,000 ways. This is not interesting whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to note that I believe that this could be easily Duda's preparation for the candidates. I mean, this whole stuff that he was going with knight c6 and bishop g2, knight e4, as I told you, I can't really recall. I know this move order, but it was not supposed to be so easy.
Right.
So I'm actually expecting that somewhere he might have come up with a new concept. I don't know exactly. Maybe this whole b6 that you can go b6 and all these knight e5 things are not really disturbing you. I don't know exactly, but the way how smoothly he equalized against Levon, I mean, usually you don't got to equalize like this against Lev.
Absolutely not. I mean, he's made it look like a piece of cake. Great preparation here by Jan Krzysztof. Almost a free game. You know, when you draw with black in the first against Levon in such a way, using most of your work at home, it feels good. You save energy, you save time, you get white in the next, you feel confident, and you say, okay, let's press. So very nice stuff so far by Jan Krzysztof. And it is Krzysztof, just so you know. I know we say Christoph, like I said, but I have it on good authority that you pronounce it Krzysztof.
Okay.
Did you know that, Peter?
Well, I mean, I know a couple of things about his name, but I don't think that I'm getting it right anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying, but yeah, it's not easy.
Fair enough.
And wow, I mean, where he played the move a4, I mean, my gut feeling says that I just don't like this move. I would not be able to play this move, but it's modern chess. I mean, you can't really be like this, that no, just because you don't like something, you don't do it, because you really have to be open-minded nowadays. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised. And Richie going knight b4, I mean, also not the most natural move, this knight b4, but maybe a clever one.
What's the why knight b4 here? That looks a little mysterious to me.
Yeah, I mean, let's just show what we are thinking. We have for the very first thought that crosses our minds when e5, a4 are included, that what happens if black now suddenly just trades everything, right? And puts the knight on b4 and claims that, you know what, you have this little stupid bishop and I have a good knight. However, I think black's problem is that the knight on e7 is dubious. Yeah, if the knight would be on f6 and could go to d7, and then even trade it on c5 eventually and take it back with the rook, then it would be just fantastic for black. But with the knight on e7, also the b5 square is weak. The pawn on a5 is an eternal weakness, and you never really want to play b6 with these light squares, yeah, because then the bishop becomes monstrous. So all these kind of things, yeah, that's why I'm saying one needs to be very, very careful by judging that this is an eternal weakness. It's not so simple in modern chess. So knight b4 played by Richie, I quite like it, because he still keeps, you know, all these options open when he will capture on d5, and still does not open up white's bishop on d3. Yeah, the pawn on c4 is on the way to reaching it all the way to b5. So white took on a7, rook a7, queen e3, typical stuff.
And okay, the rook goes back, and I mean, you can go knight ec6 here, right? Or b6. That's a funky little move. Very funky.
It's funky, and not only that it's funky, but how quickly Richie chose this move. Yeah, I mean, he basically played it after what, 20 seconds. I mean, what is his calculation? So it basically means that you can't take on b6, because then probably I'm gonna play rook b7 and your knight on b3 is weak. Yeah, that's the idea, I'm guessing.
Yeah. That might actually just be that simple, because knight d5, there's knight. Oh, wait.
I mean, you can take like this, yeah?
Yes, CD.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world because
No.
bishop d5, ed, rook b3, bishop h7, it's
H7
correct.
and rook
Yes.
b3, d6, fe6. And
This
now
is
see
also
queen
not
a,
clear, yeah.
some queen a7 now, or queen e2, or
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a little bit tricky.
yeah.
So I don't know. Let's see. I mean, one thing is for sure. If it's a bluff, then Wei will take the bluff. I mean, Wei is not the type of guy who just gets scared of by okay, Richie, the great creative player, sacrifices some pawn. Okay, he just calculates like a machine. We have witnessed it yesterday. Yeah, that even with this few seconds on the clock against Sevian, he was playing all those computer moves, crazy computer moves. I mean, we even started talking that who is this guy? He is just fearless, absolutely fearless. So b6, all right.
Yeah.
Because
Looks
otherwise,
okay
if we
for
don't
Black.
take on b6, then it's kind of clever, yeah, this b6.
Yeah, I mean, it looks completely fine to me. b6. I mean, what are you supposed to do here with white? Let's assume
Okay,
you
let's
can't.
take this pawn.
Let's say you can't take. Oh, you want to take?
Yeah, I want to take because exactly I don't see what I'm gonna do if I don't take. Yeah. So let me take. It's a principal line.
Okay. So rook b7.
Rook b7 and knight d5. If I'm not blundering anything, I'm gonna try this.
Now I think I have to go knight bd5. I see no other move that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so
knight
bd5. You're going cd. Oh no, ed because you've got bishop takes h7 check.
I also have ed. I mean, I wanted to play cd, but I noticed that but ed you have bishop d7 maybe targeting a4 pawn, or yeah, maybe you just target the a4 pawn. I don't know if I have a chance. Okay, let me take cd, but even here you can go bishop d7. Yeah, targeting this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this disturbs me much more. Yeah, because this rook takes b3 d6 position, it felt like it could be
Bad
maybe
for
dangerous.
black, yeah.
Yeah, bishop d7.
Looks fine for black.
That's the move. Yeah. Now this is a weakness. Rook can come to b4. Even I don't know how do I deal with these guys, but yeah, no. Then it's fine. Then b6 is very interesting, and Wei goes knight takes b4. Takes
a9. That's curious.
Yeah, but it's doing nothing, no? I mean, somehow the knight on b6 is so loose, and this bishop on d6 is ugly.
Okay, but you've got to be a little bit careful here, right? As black, for example, ab6 might be a threat. Knight c8. Yes. Okay. Takes. Yeah, but Richie is fine. This is fine for black. The knight on b3 is rather silly. An exchange of queens doesn't help. The pawns are on dark squares. If you move the queen, let's say queen e2, then okay, black can play rook a2, black can play knight e7 simply, bring the knight back in, bring the rook from f8 to a8. You've got f5 ideas. No, this is, I would take black here, actually, suddenly.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, white should just, not be ambitious at all, find an exit and just make a draw. I don't know if you do it with a timely c4, c5, or you first somehow play rook e1 and then try to trade, but maybe c4, c5. I mean, just don't play for any advantage anymore. I mean, just calculate a nice, safe exit way and that's it, because black is just perfectly fine.
Absolutely agree, yeah. All right. Did the other game no, the other game is still going on. Wait, what happened?
It's still going on, yeah. I mean, actually, it was very interesting that here, for some reason, after rook b1, Duda did not play rook takes c3. Yeah, he opted for rook d5. Yeah, there was this line that if
rook
you take
d1.
everything, rook d1,
g6,
g6, rook d7.
Yeah.
Rook c4, rook takes a7, rook takes f4, and maybe he felt that this is dangerous because white's pawn starts too far advanced. And if something goes wrong, for example, white goes rook a6, Then white goes e3, you put the rook on b4, and then white comes with the king.
Yeah.
And then he can give up the h2 pawn or whatever, because if he gets b6, then it will be very dangerous. So Duda decided not to capture activity. So he went for rook d5, rook b1, g6, a5, rook cc5, takes. I mean, because the double rook end games tend to be very, very drawish despite pawn down if you are active. Rook a6 takes, rook c5 back. Yeah, of course you don't trade. Rook d2, king f1, rook a2, rook d6, rook a4. This is very nice. Provoking e3 so that the second rank will be vulnerable. Rook a2 back, c4, and king f8. Yeah, king comes to e7. Very hard to believe or imagine that white will be able to convert this.
Yeah, the rook activity here is just too much, you tend to feel. There is a close-up of all the players. Wei, of course, playing at the early... Well, actually, it's probably only like... goodness, what time is it? Like midnight.
I think 20 past midnight, no?
Yeah,
Something
20
like
past midnight. He's based in Shanghai, right?
Yeah, it should be 6 hours, yeah, in the summertime.
Or Yancheng. Where is Yancheng? What time is it? Yeah, it's 20 past midnight. But you know, for all the days of this tournament, we've been doubting, how is he going to perform at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning? He played his best chess at 4:30 in the morning. Some of it was incredible. Absolutely
it was,
great.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So Wei probably did adjust his time, because you can't do a normal daily get up at 7 in the morning and then play it free. It's just impossible at this level. So he probably adjusted his day to go to bed at 4:30 and probably wake up at sort of 1 in the afternoon or something like that in order to play this tournament.
Yeah, that's usually actually my regime in China, because I just can't fall asleep because of jet lag. Yeah, I mean, usually even many times I have to go to breakfast at 6 in the morning. Yeah, and only once I come back from 6:30, then I can finally fall asleep. And then when the alarm clock comes, you know, at 1 o'clock, that the game starts at 2, and I still have to have shower and I have to have some lunch, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's the middle of the night. Yeah, it's the moment when I feel like now finally I can sleep. And in China, exactly the opposite. Yeah, for example, lunch is served from 11 in the morning already. Yeah, people are waking up like 6 o'clock more for breakfast. If you want to go to breakfast at 9:30, it's too late already sometimes. Yeah, like at 9 o'clock they close the breakfast. So they have completely different regimes. So in this regard, I mean, adjusting your schedule shouldn't be so easy there.
How many times have you been to China, Peter?
Well, quite a number of times, because I played a couple of sport accords. I think 3 times I played sport accords in December. I played the FIDE Grand Prix in Beijing. I played the World Team Championship in Ningbo. I played the Danzhou tournament.
Did you play Nanjing?
I also played Nanjing, exactly, 2009. I also played the match with Wei in Nanjing. So, yes, exactly. I mean, I know that this kind of things are never easy for Europeans.
Wow.
And basically now he's trying to live in European regime, being in China, yeah? It's a big challenge.
Indeed. Indeed. And let's have a look back at the position. Well, I don't think things have improved so much for white. I think Richie is doing just fine here. That being said, he's got a bit of a coordination issue. The knight on e7 is, you know, would much rather be on c5 or you know, be challenging, yeah, exactly, hitting this pawn. So the knight on e7 is a bit weird. There isn't a clear route for it either, because if you go knight g6, g3 always comes. But maybe that's the way. You go knight g6, g3, knight f8, and you put the knight on d7 like this and bring it round to c5. And I don't think the knight trade spoils. But then even after that, there might be takes b3. So It's a bit complicated, actually, just to work out what to do with this knight. Because you can't move the c6 rook easy, so how would you approach this position, Peter, as black?
Well, I think the biggest problem is this, what white is faced with, yeah, that actually he's white, and look at this, he's down to 3 minutes already, because finding a plan with white, it's very, very tough. I mean, the pawn on c4 is super vulnerable. Black decides when he captures on c4 and then trades for d6, which is then basically a draw. I mean, more or less like a draw offer, sometimes maybe even good for black. And as you said, yeah, black has very easy way of, you know, especially for rapid, it's so beautiful when you have a stable position and the only piece which is not yet optimal, you can optimize it. So I feel like way of by not trading queens and not trying to immediately liquidate into some drawish stuff, he created some practical problems for himself, and down to 2 minutes already. Very, very unpleasant position.
Yeah. Totally agree. But we've seen him, he's kind of, even when he gets low on time, Wei Yi just finds a way. He has been doing.
And Rook A1, what a move, brilliant move, actually. Because coming up with an idea, yeah, and it was so difficult to see what is the idea, but actually, yeah, just forget about this c4 pawn, you can't really hang on to it anyway. Besides, now bishop takes c4 is not possible due to knight a5 trick. Yeah, that's also very, very important. And suddenly white has this rook a4 creating some counterplay against the b4 pawn, and then white should at least be safe, and I think that's the most important now, that with 2 minutes on the clock, you want to stabilize your situation and then see accordingly how your opponent is playing. h6 on the board, creating Luft.
Yeah. Now the question is, do you play rook a4? Is there any other idea here for white? I don't see it. Knight a5, rook c5, rook c7, knight a5 looks clumsy.
But hang on, for example, is there an option for white to force a red draw by repetition with knight a5? And then rook c5, knight b3 back? Because I
rook c7?
Yeah, but then I take the d6 pawn maybe.
Sorry, I'm dropping d6.
Yeah, I mean, then knight a5, because after rook c5, I don't want to take on d6, because then after rook a8...
Right. That's actually a repetition, isn't it? But now he goes for it. Yes. Rook a4.
I just want to highlight this difference, yeah, that, for example, here with like this, then black can capture on c4 and it's good for black. Yeah, it's a stupid knight. So that's why after rook c5, I would have just insisted on repeating. But maybe anyway, the problem was that after knight a5, black can retreat to c7, and queen takes d6 anyway does not work so well, yeah, because takes, and then you go rook a8, and you are still threatening to double and win the piece, and knight b3 will be anyway unpleasant. The pawn on c4 is falling. So that's why then maybe white simply couldn't repeat it, because I think he would have. I mean, he would love to get rid of this game as quickly as possible. Rook a4.
Okay.
So hitting b4, and now Rich is taking his time. I mean, one would guess that now rook b8 is such a natural move, because otherwise you can't protect the pawn. Is he thinking about bishop takes c4?
Looks clumsy though. Rook takes b4.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right, but okay, who knows? Okay, now we just move the queen somewhere. I don't know.
Well, maybe d8 only, because queen c7.
Or to a7. No?
So you don't care about d6.
Okay, d6 is lost. Anyway, I want some rook c2, but you have rook d2.
Just,
yeah. I mean, it's actually very important that you have, because with this knight and with this weakness, you have to take basically on d6. Now we're going to go rook c2 and hitting on f2, but rook d2 seems to work. I have some fun. No, queen a2 doesn't work. Rook c2 already. Yeah, it's maybe fine. Yeah, all right. Okay, we will see. In any case, Richie is up on the clock. He has all the right to spend some time here. All right, it gives us a chance to jump back to the other game.
Yeah, let's jump back. let's
Now
jump back.
making some progress, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the rooks are behind the pawn, but this g5 might have been a good idea by Duda. The problem why this got is that you can't actually break this construction of the rooks very easily. You can try and put the king on d4 maybe under the right circumstances, but still feels very, very close to holding, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. I mean, there is just so much straight coming. I mean, for example, AG, some king move, GF, king F4, and then maybe it's not time to start some activity. Also with F6, you can trade one more pawn. I mean, very hard to imagine being able to convert this. But okay, the game is on. I think that's what matters. And we have some developments. So Ruy actually, after rook b8, opted for this knight a5 move. So he wanted to grab this pawn. But how will it work out? I mean, what changed compared to rook a1 position, the rook on a4? If we pin this knight with rook a8,
looks dangerous.
Yeah, let's go rook a8. Yeah.
I don't know why he went for this actually, but okay. Very unusual, very uninspiring decision here by Ruy to go for this actually. I don't see what you could possibly gain by playing like this. You've got 1 minute left. You have to calculate now and be precise. Very easy to make a mistake.
Yes, very
a serious mistake.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm very worried for white here. And down to a minute. What did he calculate? Because one thing we know that, yeah, Ruy is a big calculating machine, but I just don't see what he could be calculating here.
Really tricky.
I mean, there before the rook on a1 at least was protected with knight b3, and b3 is the only idea. It's correct because rook a7 he wants to go knight c6 and liquidate. But I mean, just one surprise and it's very bad news. Can black play bishop d7 or not? It's a question.
Bishop d7.
I mean, I would be worried of this. Yeah.
What does he want to do here, actually?
Yeah, he probably wants to come.
Maybe he just goes here, rook a2.
Yes.
And if rook a7.
No, then rook d. Okay, the knight is actually still trapped. Maybe some bishop e8 is possible. I don't know. Very tricky. But I wasn't even sure what happens after knight c6. I also have knight c6 move, but then you can sacrifice the exchange maybe and take.
Right.
But okay, even this is not, I mean, you still don't have Luft and you can get pinned. I don't know. It's super scary. And Richie goes king h7. Wow, this is some super deep computer move. So what does he's stepping out of rook d8 check? He steps out of some knight c6, knight takes e7 check. He stepped away.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant prophylaxis. c5. Okay. Looks a little bit loose as well, but maybe it's okay.
And look at Richie's calculation. I mean, he feels that this can't be right. I mean, this is not his momentum. Yeah, I mean, if he suddenly uses this weakness of Ruy and Ruy down to 30 seconds only, when very double-edged, dubious position. I mean, with all these pins. I mean, this is a golden opportunity if you can find a way to punish it. So,
question is how? Okay, so let's say bishop d7.
I mean, sorry, just to highlight that rook takes c5 runs into knight b7, right? That's the reason why. Yeah, this is the justification. And rook takes a4, knight takes c5 would be suddenly fork. It's great for white. White is almost winning. So yes, this is ruled out. You mentioned the move bishop d7, right?
Yeah, bishop d7 looks quite logical, no? Kicking the rook, putting it on an unprotected square. So let's say rook a2, and then the question is, if I go knight c6, what is this? Does he want? The problem is the back rank is still an issue. So I don't have ideas like rook d7, bishop b5, which I would love.
Yes, and also this rook d2 business is just not good enough, I think, because it's always possible to try to target the bishop and trade it for knight, but I have the feeling that black will be better somehow. But maybe I have to do it. And also I have this sacrifice. Yeah, I also here have the sacrifice. I don't know that now that this bishop on d7 is vulnerable, is that is maybe suddenly now more interesting from the one. Yeah, no, Richie goes rook a7. Yeah, this is the most natural move, I think. But then now knight c4 jumps back. Now I don't see the big deal for white. Takes. What does Richie have in mind? Where is the trick? b3. Where is the grand finesse? Yeah, as you say.
I don't see it.
Yeah, he pushes b3. Okay, maybe he's playing for some tricks. Yeah, because Wei is so low on the clock that and Wei just grabs the pawn on e5. No worries about the pawn on b3 because he knows that rook b6 comes.
Right. But okay, Richard has to be careful here because white has grabbed a lot of pawns, no?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, suddenly if the queen, I mean, this pawn is not queening and it doesn't seem to queen, then actually it's black who needs to be careful a bit.
Okay, maybe you can take on a4, threatening maybe some rook b4.
Yeah,
and
no, I'm gonna go rook b6 anyway, but
and then I take on e4.
No, then bishop d3, you can't.
Ah,
yes.
Sorry.
So yeah, rook a1, you're gonna
Sorry.
go rook a1. I understand. Yeah, it's of course I would love to play f3, king f2, but f3 then f6 is the idea.
And e6 is not hanging. Ah, no,
then
b2.
b2 already.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
Yes, that's kind of the because the game with Levon Aronian ended in the draw. Yeah, f3 is played anyway. So what does it mean that
knight g6? Okay.
Richie went knight g6.
Yeah, he wants knight takes g6, bishop c4.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what he wants. That's his trick. Knight g6,
And
bishop
he wins
c4.
2 pieces. Knight f8, king g8, threatening mate and the knight, and you pick up everything. That's beautiful.
Yes, and after knight d3, he has bishop c4, but
he wants bishop c4, king f2, rook takes f1 check.
Exactly.
But then the c pawn is run. Maybe it's not so.
Yeah, it's not so simple. But Wei down to 30 seconds. He goes knight d3. Yeah, it's correct. We are expecting the move bishop c4. King f2 will be played. It's kind of obligatory. And exactly, I mean, because the rook on b6 is such a monster, and also white's king will be so close of reaching to d2 c3. It might be black who needs to be careful. Wow. I mean, maybe Richie has, you know, his will of trying to win and trick his opponent was misleading him, yeah?
Sometimes can backfire.
Yeah, because he definitely was counting on this rook a1, knight g6, beautiful sequence, yeah, and bishop c4. And from distance, he might have felt that, okay, this is definitely fine for me, and we see what next. Takes, look at this evolution bar, hates it.
Oh, wow.
Can white actually play rook takes b3 now? Can white play rook takes b3? Yeah, on the board.
Oh, wow.
And look at this
Richie. Look at the reaction.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Oh, no. A terrible, terrible, terrible miscalculation.
In fact, now we know that this is probably what he missed. Then he has foreseen all these things and he thought like, wow, but I will have fantastic position. And now he needs to survive. But this is now very tough because also for Wei in a clock situation does not matter at all. Okay, he needs to find a way of getting out of this. Maybe just king g1. It's ugly, but you are forced to react. You have to retreat knight e5, and then you come with king f2. And
you try and hold, but it's not Is it such a simple hold with black?
No, not at all. No, I think it's black is in a lot of pain here. 95. Also, rook b3 is possible, but also just bringing the king and then combine with rook b3. What a turnaround!
Wei Yi, nerves of steel, and the way he executes moves in high tense moments. You know, it's quite extraordinary.
But f4, I'm not liking this f4 move. Somehow I just don't like it. Maybe it's good, maybe it doesn't do anything, but with few seconds on the clock, I would just prefer, you know, the classical rule, bringing your king as quickly as possible, not weakening anything. But again, I'm old school, yeah? These guys are modern players. They are just fearless, yeah.
But this construction is actually not easy to break. Yeah.
But you know, I'm always loving this phrase, it's not easy to break. Okay, it means that I can try to break it. So let me, yeah, first he wins time. Yeah, that's very important. Professional. King gets to e3, and the white rook should actually get to, yeah, he always repeats to get the 20s. If the rook gets to d6, it will maybe be very painful. So just king e3, and if you play king e6, I might retreat my rook, get rook d to rook d6, and then I start advancing my pawns. And this is very frustrating for Richie, that white can always, you know, include these two moves, get the 20 seconds extra, and where he is now back to 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is very frustrating. Played very nicely, and just, you know, one little misstep at this level, that's all it is. And now you have to suffer. Pure suffering. And Wei Yi will make him suffer here. Can you give check? Yes.
Yes, check king e6.
Okay. The question is, black has got some kind of fortress of some sort here. How do you push through with white? Like, let's say king e6.
Yeah, it's the big question. But you remember my very first original idea when the knight was on e5 and bishop b5 was that I just want to go rook b3 immediately, kicking this bishop away. Yeah, I felt like forcing it to c6 and then coming with the king. It was so natural. Yeah, now black got this. But okay, what does it really give? Yeah, white also has some ideas like king c4. Okay, king d5 will be met by knight e7 check. Aha. So okay, you have this seemingly winning maneuver with bringing the king, but it is nicely neutralized because of knight e7 check.
Yeah, not so easy, yeah, to break through.
Not so easy, but I mean, okay, black is just stuck.
But I don't see the way for white here.
No, there is nothing immediate. I mean, you just have to be very, very patient, slowly grind. I mean, because you have potentially this option. I don't like king d3. I actually prefer the king on e3, because my king, if king c4, king d5 doesn't bring me anything, then I don't need. And then just start advancing also on the king side. And I would love to combine, you know, this rook b7 check, king e6, then rook b2, and what I told you, rook d2, d6, because then I kind of force you to decide: do you let your king cut on the e file? Yeah, I mean on the king side, or you try to reach c7, but then I start advancing my pawns on the king side. It's very, very unpleasant. I'm expecting the move king e3, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely feels right, just to sidestep and give yourself that flexibility.
Yeah, but psychologically tough, because his last move was from king e3, he moved to d3, and it's very difficult to correct, you know, your kind of thought process. But he's down to 30 seconds again. And he goes king c3. Okay, is he trying to play for Zugzwang?
Maybe. Yeah, he's trying to force a concession.
Yes, G6, then G3. I mean, then we would expect G3, but maybe he doesn't want to weaken the F3 square, yeah, because then maybe somewhere black will have some bishop D1, bishop F3 idea. I don't know, because otherwise G3 would be thematic.
Yeah, absolutely.
G4.
G4. No fear.
No fear at all. No finesse, just straightforward, brutal force.
But if I go G5, F5, King F6, where is your...
Well, then rook D7.
But then I've got like... Yeah, no, rook D7. I've got no knight discovery.
Yeah, I think the reason why he played G4 is that he's super ambitious. Yeah, because if G3, then black plays H5, and he did not want to let black to go H5.
Yeah. It's a curious one. It's a
very curious, yeah. Of course, super unpleasant for black, yeah, and Rishi should be so disgusted with himself and so angry that how on earth did I ended up here? I was much, I had a very nice position. I was up on the clock, yeah, really huge, like 5-6 minutes. And then he ends up in this where white can torture, and also this 10 seconds increment is so beneficial for white. Yeah, it's all about this move. That can black play now the move G5, because yeah, G5 on the board. Yeah, you have to create practical problems. Force value to calculate. Yeah, it goes F5, King F6. So we are expecting the move rook D7. No, H3. Still Zugzwang.
Still Zugzwang after all. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, because it would be natural to move knight e5 and then bishop c6, but then you lose coordination, and also white's king will be able to join the battle.
So now what do you do actually?
Yeah, very
so
tough.
Knight e5 is the but then you allow the king in.
Yeah, knight
king
e5.
b4, bishop c6. Yeah, because if you go king b4, I go bishop c6, rook b6, and then I can play king g7, for example, and e4 drops.
No. I mean, I'm gonna play king d4 now.
Yeah. King d4.
I'm gonna go king d4.
Bishop c6.
Then rook b6. Then it's finito.
I got myself in
some pin. I mean, okay, you still have knight f3 check, knight e5. Maybe it's a finally where he brings his rook to d6. Yeah, this is the maneuver that I was really afraid of. That this rook gets to d6. It's so brutal because then king is coming. Yeah, Richie goes king e7. But still, rook d6, how he wants to deal with it, because bishop e4 runs into king d4, double attack. Rook d6 played. I mean, black needs, f6. Yeah, isn't this a fortress now? Because rook e6 check, king f7.
Wow. King d4, knight f3 check and back.
Yes. Wow, then Richie will be very, very happy.
If he makes a draw. Actually, what do you do here with white?
Okay, not lose on time, yeah? I mean, where he needs to make a move. I mean, he's clearly in shock, but he needs to recover. Yeah, rook d4. But now black, that was the reason. Yeah, old school, I just never wanted to play a move like g4, yeah, to allow this g5. Maybe objectively this was good for white, but with few seconds on the clock, you should never be so, maximalistic. Yeah, you have to be realistic. Yeah, just anything that keeps the position under control. I'm squeezing, yeah, my opponent cannot escape immediately, and let's just slowly continue the grind. Yeah, okay, he puts rook e3, try to gain the 20 seconds. He will play some king d4. But now already Richie, I think, says that, okay, come on, okay, play on as long as you want, because I have a setup. I have a fortress. It's now. I mean, we heard Magnus that he's not a fan, not a believer of fortresses, but I think here even he would change his mind. And h5, also kind of nice, because using the momentum that g takes h5, bishop h5, you will still be in time to get back to e8, and then you change one extra weakness. And bishop e8 back.
Rook a7.
Yeah, well, I mean, even just probably king f8 works, yeah, because bishop c6 hits e4 and hits everything. So you will have to come back with the king to d4 probably. I mean, but yeah, in any case, in every game, you have to give this check because it's so unpleasant. It's easy to say that maybe I'm going to go king f8, maybe I'm going to go king d8, maybe I'm going to go bishop, but making a decision over the board is super difficult. King d8. Okay. Okay, again, the 20 seconds. So, will we see one more rook a7 check or not?
The other game has not started.
And look at this. Richie corrects himself. He goes now bishop d7. I don't know if it's correcting or just, you know, he felt like, okay, I'm fed up of these forever repetitions. King d8, because he knows that the opponent will anyway not repeat third time. Yeah, so it makes, usually you repeat because you hope that it's going to be a repetition. The king e7. Bishop c6 is threatening, yeah. I just don't see. I also feel that draw should be a fair result because, yeah, I mean, Vei suddenly got a chance, but it was thanks to Richie tricking himself rather than Vei playing brilliantly. On the other hand, one has to give credit for Vei that with little time on the clock, he navigated himself in this jungle and he very precisely noticed this knight d3, f3, I mean f3, knight d3, rook takes b3 sequence of moves. Knight c6? Ah, okay. I almost, you know, what? Allowing king c4, king d5, but yes, there is a knight a5 fork, so white can't play king c4. So everything is fine.
And I guess one question is, you know, how much energy does Wei actually want to waste on this game? Because it's late for him, and is it more clever?
No, I think he will play. I mean, he knows that nothing can happen to him. Yeah, it's still some chances. No, he will play on forever. I mean, and you said yourself, yeah, that he is sharpest 4:30 in the morning. So actually, he has to play long games.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, the evidence so far is that he's been extremely good at this hour. Okay. Still, we have the
bishop h5. Actually, we have development now in the other game. I mean, the other match started, game 2.
Okay.
Now, Richie somewhat give, you know, he gives this temptation of trying e5, fe5, f6, but okay, I'm not sure where does it go, so it's probably suicidal. Where he maybe, okay, hang on. He can maneuver his king to g3 and go h4. Yeah, that's why Richie is trying to force matters, because actually now with the king on c7, he put himself in a position. With king on e7, he could always move the knight. But now he's not, and yeah, Vei is trying to walk with his king and play h4, and then he will get x8. He opens up, then he can come back with the king to f4, switch with the rook, try to come from the h file. I mean, no, this is still there is life here. Yeah, king e3. He still tries something, but now knight e5 is possible. Now exactly this forking business, and you can't play rook b6 because of knight c4. Yeah, knight e5 played. Very well timed. Okay, 2. This game has the potential of going on forever. I mean, there is no direct way of surviving whatever. Yeah, bishop e8 played.
Okay, but now check.
Yeah, rook a7 check. This is now very scary. And actually also white can play rook h7 and then h4 maybe. This is also a possibility. Also an extra option. Because I don't see how you can. Yeah, rook h7 and then h4. I mean, certainly it feels like some progress for white. Because you can't touch the c5 pawn. The king on e3 is close enough. Yeah, rook h7 played. Wow, no, this is with 23 seconds on the clock for Wei, but I think he feels the game is only about to start. Yeah, if he is able to trade his bad pawn for this very powerful pawn on g5 and opens up the h5, so he will have this extra opportunity of touching this f6 pawn with rook h6, forcing then the king to e7. And then suddenly his king might be able to start marching on the other side.
But even there, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, if the king starts to get to b6, it gets nasty.
Well, as I said, it's only the beginning. I don't claim anything, but yeah, there is something to play for. h4. Takes. King e7. We're gonna see rook h7 check. Yeah, definitely. Where do you go? King e8. Yeah, bishop on c6 is of course very good because the king cannot really start walking. The e4 will be hanging. Can white place? Yeah, rook h3. He wants to go king d4, stopping any kind of knight f3 check. Yeah, but now we see white's rook is so mobile. Yeah, I mean it can shift all around the place. Yeah, I mean he has this beautiful mini chessboard for himself. King d4. Black can just wait. I mean it's basically the best setup. Knight d7. Okay, it's the same. I mean, you know, this is the problem with the 10 seconds increment. I feel like it's a little bit annoying because in general, what is the purpose of the increment for a rapid or a blitz game? Yeah, that to make sure that you are not losing on time.
Right.
Yes, this is correct. This is absolutely fine and it's very good. But I mean that artificially you can always prolong the game, yeah, and you can get those seconds and then you can torture the opponent forever. It basically gives a very, very big advantage for the side who is doing the torture, yeah. I mean, it's whenever I feel this, and I also know it as a player, yeah, that of course you are very happy when you are the one who is the torturer. But I mean, defending it, and if there would be only like 2 seconds increment, for example, then you would not be able to play on forever like this. So it's I'm not saying that one thing is right or wrong. I just say that it's so interesting that depends on the positions. Somebody might have the advantage of the clock situation. Sometimes as a defender, sometimes as the side who is trying to squeeze out the win.
Yeah, it's just important to be on the right side.
Exactly.
Don't be tortured too much, unless you like that kind of thing. In which case, chess might not be your game. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe because now everything is still static, we are not missing out on anything. We will jump back. Just a very, very quick update that these guys are playing against some endgame. White is slightly better thanks to this. I mean, I cannot claim better pawn structure because usually we are told that, okay, queen side pawn majority matters something, but with the light pieces and with the activity, these center pawns mean something. White will be able to start pushing his king side pawns, yeah, and combined with his very nice king in the center, he has space advantage. So yes, Levon tries to be as solid as possible, but And this is not a totally harmless endgame. I mean, for example, Magnus would be super happy from the white side for sure. And Karpov was also like a very, very big expert on any of this kind of positions. So how did we reach here? So it's again this Queen's Gambit, and wow, Levon deviates. So basically now against Duda, he said enough is enough. Against Duda, I don't want to go for b5 because if he exactly picked this line, it means that he has some big idea there. He switched, but that's why he ended up in this slightly passive position, because this was an emergency exit. He did not expect this to happen. It was not voluntarily planned that he will play this. Simply Duda was ready to go for that very sharp line, and Levon felt that no, he's not interested in it. Okay. Now we know the logic. Yeah, then this is this slightly unpleasant. Just very slowly playing.
Yeah, why just playing for two results most of the time in these structures? And okay, I mean, a lot can happen. It's still rapid and
yeah, of course. I mean, the game has just started, but I just wanted to highlight that it's definitely not it's not a dead draw just because people traded the pieces. No, it has small initiative. Okay, back to the other game, because after all. Okay, not much has happened. We already reached more than 100 moves. And the last trade was with H4. Yeah, it's still gonna... When it was? I mean...
It was... Goodness.
Okay, so it was basically on move 89 or something. 88. Okay, no, then...
So 138.
Then hopefully we will not witness this 50 move rule. I mean,
well, actually, it's quite difficult because White has to make some progress by then, right?
Well, I mean, but the position is such that if White makes progress, then actually Black will have a big problem. Yeah, so Black hopes that White is not able to make any progress. And in this regard, then even 138 moves can easily happen. I mean, yeah, knight g4 check. Especially with this yesterday's story between Duda and Giri, when this 50 move rule happened, it would be very funny to see another game ending like this.
Anish was very characteristically funny on Twitter, remarking, what did he say exactly? Like, I'll try and bring it up.
Yeah, that's something with en passant, yeah, or something.
Let's see what Anish said.
I think I was reading something that it's something like en passant. I did not really understand what he means, but
50 move rule is like en passant, but for top GMs. So kind of like saying, you know, that
surprising, yeah.
Surprise. It could still surprise even the most professional of professionals.
Yes, no, of course. I mean, also that game was very special, yeah, because he knew that he needs to win, and then he was keeping the tension. I think he was very proud of himself, yeah, that he's doing everything right, keeping the tension. The opponent is going low on the clock, also he's going low on the clock, but okay, he has nothing to lose, so he tries to gamble at the right moment. And probably he was thinking like, in the next 5 moves I'm gonna start my action, and then computer says thank you very much, it's over. Yeah, Ricci sits here.
Sits and waits.
And look at this. I mean, slowly I see from the eyes of the players that they are kind of signaling that enough is enough, no?
Enough is enough. Let's play a new game. Yeah. They are allowed to offer a draw, right?
I think in such position, definitely. I don't think that in the first 30 or 40 moves it's possible. Yes, they are allowed. Yeah, we are getting the confirmation. I mean, to be honest, I can't recall a single game where anyone ever offered a draw. It's more like they repeat moves, yeah, and then it's like they understand that, okay, yeah, it's nothing is happening, draw is logical, and or they just play on forever, like here. Yes, Sotiris mentions that he also thinks that 30 moves is the limit. Yeah, I also think that's something. Wow, what did King E3, knight takes C5? No, hang on. How does he do it? No, he just goes back. Yeah,
he goes back.
Yeah. No, suddenly I thought like, wow, knight takes C5 and then bishop takes C4, bishop F5, but the rook was protecting on C5. So it did not work. Yeah, so we stay with this position. Knight C4 check.
Yeah, Richie not interested in changing the nature. Knight F7 is nice as well. And really no way to make progress here for Wei Yi. This game has been going on for an hour and 5 minutes. It's a 10-minute game, a 15-minute game, sorry. So it's quite a long game, really, to be honest. Just game one, of course, remember. We are 13 moves away from the 50 move rule. I say we hit it. I say we hit the 50 move rule. The question is this game going to be over before the other game?
Yeah, that's already another big question.
Yeah, that's a question. That, you know, but it's impossible to make there's no way to extend the game. That's the problem.
Yeah, Richie is now ready with 6 minutes again. Yeah, the point is that you know, to be fair, he got very lucky that he got this fortress type of position. Yeah, without the fortress type of position, it would have been total nightmare, total hell. But like this, actually, it's very easy for him. Yeah, so he's also profiting from this 10 seconds increment. And he's also, you know, when you can sit like this, you don't really mind. Okay, if your opponent wants to play on forever, okay, let him play on forever. Now Wei is trying some king h5, king g6. Yeah, or even if you go knight e5, then some king h6, king g7. So he tries something. And Richie wants to get ready for it, to meet it with king g7. But it's a big question that will you be able forever to stop it? Because white will be able probably to give some check on the 7th rank, but then e4 pawn will be weak. Yeah. Okay, rook d4. King g4, king f8, and draw. Okay.
Finally.
Good. I think both players can live with it after all.
Absolutely, yes. All right, so we'll turn our attention then to the other game in progress, which is the only endings so far, it seems. We're no big complex middle games just yet. Well, we had one there, let's say, but okay, what's going on here, Peter? Still looks like Levon Aronian solid as a rock.
Exactly. I feel like black has definitely improved his position. Yeah, he advanced his pawns. The knight on c6 is wonderful. The rook on d4 is very nice. I mean, knight really looks very, very drawish. I mean, I already have some explanation, yeah, that why we are seeing so many endgames and games where there is not so much at stake, because simply the pressure is too high on the players. Yeah, they really want to get to Miami, and nobody wants to do any foolishness.
Right.
And they are waiting for their chances, but they kind of signal to the opponent, don't even dream of me making some strange decision. We want to be as professional as possible. That's what I'm getting from these choices, what they are making.
Yeah, certainly a lot more orthodox compared to the preliminary stage, where we saw a lot of wild chess, and this is a lot more, as you said, Peter. They don't want to make a silly mistake and, you know, have to really then fight. They want to play something a bit more solid and wait for that chance, wait for that moment. Something that, you know, the likes of Aronian is an expert at. Really just waiting for that half chance. And they will get it. One of these guys will get it. That's just the nature of this game.
Absolutely. I mean, I also feel like yesterday in the quarterfinals, yeah, it was also knockout stage, but it was not yet about reaching the ticket directly to Miami. Yeah, so it was more like open. Everybody knew that it's a random 50-50 match, and they were willing to take their risk to get to the semifinals. But now that they reached here, now they already feel like they have so much more to lose than before. Yeah, and I think that's also the reason why they are so completely different to yesterday. Bishop d7, okay, I mean, very solid, but the move h3 was very nice. Yeah, you have to, I mean, if you want to keep some tension in the position, you had to stop knight b4, and somewhere, because this look on d4 is lovely, but if somehow white could get some timely b4 or something in and try to use these tactics that the rook on d4 is loose, would be nice, but I just don't see it happen. Don't see how this could be an issue.
All right. The next game between Rapport and Wei Yi, well, still, what do they have? 15 minutes between games, I think. So
yeah, it seems like 15 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, let's try and deconstruct this game then. You're black here. What do you do? How do you keep the position? I guess there's no need to play silly moves like f5, which might be okay, but just no need, right?
Well, it's really a double-edged move. Yeah, it's a big question, because already from white side, one could have said that if white was worried of f5, he could have played the move g4, right?
Right.
And since he did not play the move g4, it somehow, I would, if I would play with the black pieces, I would feel like my opponent constantly invites me that, okay, go f5 if you want, yeah? Which is also not exactly true, because the bishop has just now reached out to d7, and Duda's last move was then rook c3. Is it correct? Yeah, I think it's correct. Yeah. So basically, black couldn't play the move f5 before, and now after bishop d7, rook c3, somehow it signals me that okay, please go f5. I really feel like Duda is trying to provoke this move, but I can't tell you why. Why is this a dubious decision, or why not to do it? And f5 on the board, okay.
Wow, okay. Well, Levon probably just
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you swap another pair of pawns, you activate a bishop. The only downside is you weaken a few more squares, but at the same time, it's not anything major. You can cover e6 quite well with rook d6, for example, ef5, bishop f5, and then some rook d6, knight d4. So e6 isn't really a true weakness. And white really has to be careful about going e5 here, because that might run into some move like f4 check, or just g5 maybe.
Yes, I mean e5 I don't like. Yeah, this is isolates itself, creates some weakness, and I don't see any benefit. I mean, as you said, yeah, f4, g5, and then after g3, f4, it's enough reason. No, I want to keep the pawn on e4, because I'm not 100% sure that you want to take. Yeah, maybe you just want to keep this pawn on f5, keep the tension, and go, for example, next king e7. But king e7 runs into some knight f4, knight d5 ideas. The b6 pawn is the real vulnerable spot in black's position. Yeah, so that's why Levon is also not hurrying with king e7. And what I felt like, that maybe a tiny little move like h3 could be smart, because after something like fe4, maybe if I will later try to go for this knight f4, knight d5, then some knight e5, knight g4 check might appear. Yeah, so it's like a long-term prophylactic to have the pawn on h3 in order to try to mobilize my knight. But Duda goes knight f4 immediately.
Interesting.
So he basically, he just wants to go after the b6 pawn. Yeah, it's the weakness. Yeah, fe played. Another very, very big question, yeah, that does black try to go knight e5 and then try to be active and try to find counterplay with some move per move energetic play, or is he going on the defensive? Knowing Levon, actually, he always likes counterattack. So 95, okay, this 95 looks like a very natural.
Yeah, so 95, so 95 here looks a bit loose, yeah? Maybe just bishop c6?
Just bishop c6? But then maybe king f4, knight g6 check. You still have knight g6 check. That's nice.
Yeah. I was even thinking...
Yeah, maybe you can take and some b5 also.
Yeah, also just some...
Yes, no.
Some fast liquidation.
No, rook d6, but rook d6 is something...
What is this like?
Something of a concession.
Knight d5?
But,
knight d5?
But okay, then he just jumps to e5.
Yeah, but then bishop e2 and... then bishop e6, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, knight d5, knight e5, or maybe even knight e7, but I don't think, yeah, knight e5 looks very natural. And the rook protects the pawn. Also, black has some counterplay with the rook on the other side of the board as well. And as you said, yeah, this bishop can also challenge the knight on d5. No, looks fine. Looks fine.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, white is trying something, but doesn't look too much. Unless he has a very smart move now. It's but look at the clock situation. Levon, yeah, the typical Levon, he's always making sure that he's way up on the clock. And it has helped him already so many times.
He's very rarely in time trouble, isn't he, Levon?
Yes. No,
I mean, if he's in time trouble, normally his opponent is in time trouble as well. So he's never strictly in time trouble. Very fast, decisive player.
Yeah, he goes with the flow. Yeah, he doesn't want to calculate too much unnecessarily. He makes sure that he makes natural, useful, good moves and waits for the opportunity when he will get the chance to calculate something. Yeah, it's very efficient. Bishop b5, yeah, that's a move I was thinking about. That does it help us to trade, for example, the bishops? Yeah, if black jumps somewhere with the knight and we trade, and then maybe it's an achievement for white. Maybe it's a small little achievement.
Doesn't feel like enough. Does it? Doesn't feel like black should be any serious danger here. Minute advantages is what these guys play for, day in, day out. Such a difference between this chess and when you go down the food chain, even to 2600, 2500 level. Just the way the advantages are being fought for, it's just so different. It's quite fantastic. There's just, yeah. You feel it watching these guys. You feel their power. I feel their power.
Yeah, I mean, they fight for every small nuance. Yeah, I mean, every small little thing, and if they get it, then they jump on it. Yeah, it's basically enough to get something very, very small to play with.
Yeah,
and their opponents always try to make sure not to let that happen. Yeah, or if they give advantage to the opponent, they only give it if the opponent really has to solve lot of practical problems. Yeah, I mean that it will be super tough to keep that advantage. Yeah, just anything gratis, like, okay, I'm having everything under control and I'm going to torture my opponent. Such positions you never get unless you fight for it very, very hard. King E8, just holding on, and this is what I like. Yeah, I don't like to hurry immediately because white is not threatening to give up his bishop for the knight. He wants to trade actually the bishops, and then also probably Levon wants to be able to capture with the king, and get closer to the weakness on b6. Super solid. What about body language? What do you read from Duda?
Not too much. An investigative pose. He's searching, he's looking. He doesn't look overly optimistic to me. So,
and what I feel like Levon is signaling, like, what do you want from me? Yeah, it's more or less like this, that okay, I'm solid enough. Don't you see I'm doing fine? He's kind of signaling that he's quite relaxed and he has things under control. Knight d5 on the board.
okay.
Another big question. Yeah. Do you, for example, consider a move like knight e7, try to liquidate everything? Or just try to sit on the e5 square or try to sit on the d4 square? Yeah, knight e7, I think that this is the professional way. Because the knight on d5 is stable. Yeah, it's protected. It hits the pawn on b6. So yes, it would be maybe
bishop
tempting.
c4.
Bishop c4. Would be tempting to jump on e5 because it's a lovely square, but from e5 it can be kicked away eventually. But the knight on d5 is stable. Keeping the tension. Yeah, Duda is trying everything in his power. I mean, he just doesn't want Levon to have a very easy life. But the time will be an issue. I mean, with opposite time situation, it would be some pressure like this. I don't feel it.
Nah, Levon's going to be just fine here. No question about it.
And I think the other game is about to start pretty soon.
Yes, the other game should be kicking off any moment now.
Yes, I'm really yeah, and there we see Richie and Vei appeared on the cameras, and we are hoping for some action. Yeah, I mean, we hope that Richie will spice things up. Vei also with the black pieces is looking for counter chances for sure. I mean, yeah, let's get some more entertaining games now.
Yeah. Let's see. With these two, we can certainly hope. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, while we have a quick pause in the action, do make yourselves a premium member. 40% off using the code Road to Miami. Make sure you use that. And remember to check out the wall, new page on Chess24. You might have seen some banners at the top of the broadcast. The wall on Chess24, it's a Twitter feed like page, very new. And if you solve the puzzles as well, you can really get some cool prizes. So make sure you get yourselves to the wall. Talking of the wall, what is this? This is not the wall of China, or is it?
Well, it's a new
it's certainly
stuff.
not now.
Yeah. This is a relatively fresh idea. This bishop b5 check, knight d7, d4 takes, and then knight takes d4, leading to some razor sharp play. And by seeing that the players are blitzing it out, I'm guessing that they are familiar with the details. D takes e4 played by Vei. I mean, don't get fooled by the compute evaluation, because this is such a sharp position that our engine, I think, will fluctuate and jump up and down. If you check it with a supercomputer, it will bring completely different results. These are sharp stuff.
Yeah, really nice. Let's get our teeth into. So if 94, bishop e4. Also,
yeah, I think bishop e4. Yeah, this is the theoretical move. Bishop e4. There were some games like this.
And the point is, if knight e4, you go queen d8, king d8, bishop f5, knight f. No, sorry. Maybe
no, knight e4. I think you take knight e4.
Knight e4 simply, and there's mate on d8, and yeah, that's problematic. Okay.
Maybe, but I mean, who knows? We will see, because it's so confusing. I don't like such chess from white side. I don't like from black, and I'm not playing at all. And okay, it's I'm not revealing any big secret if I tell you that we were sitting more with the Petrov than with the Najdorf. That's, I think, quite obvious. But because it's a modern line, it's kind of automatically I was keeping an eye on it a little bit just to have a touch what's going on.
Didn't Wei Yi no, it was who had a game? It was Pragnananda, or who was it who had a long game, a long forced line in this? I think it was Prague. I think it was Prague in another Magnus Carlsen event. I vaguely remember something like knight g7, bishop g7, queen d8, king d8, knight e4, king e7, black is a piece up, then you go f4. Did Pragnananda play that?
Well, I don't think that I was involved, yeah, because I think it was then the event when exactly I was in the training camp with Jan, the final training camp before candidates, because otherwise I would recall that game for sure, yeah.
Maybe I wasn't involved as well. I was too busy stuffing my face with sushi, I think.
That's quite a good
You're a
idea.
sushi fan, Peter?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay. Dragon roll, Najdorf roll, California
well, I mean,
roll.
okay, I have my favorites. Yeah, I like, you know, Maguro, I like Taco, I like this kind of simply plain stuff. I'm not this very big roll stuff. I mean, I don't eat.
You're a sashimi. You're a sashimi kind of
yes,
guy, yeah?
yes. I'm more like, but I mean, sushi type. Yeah, not just, you know, the not the sashimi slices. I mean,
okay.
with rice together. Yeah, usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
And I'm a miso soup guy. Yeah. Okay.
Miso soup. Yeah.
Obligatory. Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful
obligatory.
soup.
Yeah.
I like the seaweed when it just gets in your teeth a little bit.
Yeah. I'm also liking wakamame. Yeah, it's always very nice to get that. I mean, if you get into a Japanese restaurant, you want to eat the Japanese stuff. Yeah, those special things, and it's always lot of fun.
I like the Japanese restaurants where you have the chef in front of you and he cooks in front of you and that's beautiful experience.
Yeah, the very first time when I experienced it was in Tilburg 97. I think Kramnik and Svidler took me. Yeah, because they were saying like, you know, you want to experience something extraordinary. And I was 17, 18. And I joined them. And yeah, it was a spectacular show with all these knives, you know, yeah, all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, really beautiful. So knight c takes e4. By the way, okay, this is some kind of a theory. If you guys are interested, please check out the databases. I mean, just to know what's going on. We are no real experts here, but I feel like the other game also heats up. Maybe we should jump in.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, because this is some theoretical clash there, and here we have this endgame. Wow, things are spicing up because white got some center break, but black has this very powerful passed pawn on the a file, creating very serious counterplay. And this b6 pawn very important, not giving white's king any entry squares. Yeah, that's very important. Rook g6, trying to combine it with rook g4 check. Wow, and Duda is down to 1.5 minutes. I mean, this rook g6 followed by rook g4 check. If you don't have a good response, it might be very annoying. Yeah, if it's black move, then rook g4 basically wins, yeah, because b4 pawn is vulnerable.
Okay, bishop e4.
Bishop e4. So rook g4, he wants to go king d5.
That's a clever way to defend.
Yes. And also this rook on g4 is a very special piece, yeah, because it's wonderful on one hand, it's also trapped. If it backfires, it will be very dubious there as well. It's a lot at stake here. I mean, this is not, I mean, we see the evaluation bar that it's kind of signals that it's drawish and nothing is happening. I feel that there is not really intrigue in the position.
Wow. Actually, what are you supposed to do here with black?
Yeah, make some good moves. I guess, yeah, because really, for example, yeah, this rook g4, king d5, and yeah, rook g4 on the board, and it's a mistake according to computer. Yeah, king e5. Now king e7 will be met by rook c7, and then the rook gets behind the pawn, and also black will be pinned. Wow, I mean, we came at the right moment.
Okay, but what if I just pass? What is the way to improve? You can use the rook, of course. You want to push e6, but bishop takes e6 exists.
Hang on, Lawrence. Isn't this what you were talking about? Because it's now knight take g7 happened, and then f4 happened.
Yes. This is Pragnananda, I'm sure. Check.
This one.
And then there was some incredible. How did it go? Some rook ae1 or something, and then knight f6, rook to ac5 check, or something along those lines. I just can't remember. I mean, I looked at it, as I said, I was stuffing my face with sushi at the time, and rook a d1. That's the move. That was the crazy, because the move you want to play is rook a1 followed by knight f6, bishop f6, rook e5. But rook a d1 threatens rook d6. This is another way to win the piece. And now black plays a5 and rook a6. This is what I remember. I think Pragnananda. But I can't remember who was playing. So, and also you have rook d5, rook takes e5, similar way. So this is definitely correct stuff, but probably just a draw.
Yeah, I guess by seeing the speed, how fast he has played so far, I'm guessing that he knows all this. And okay, so this is kind of theory. I just wanted to highlight that maybe this is it, and it's correct. And all eyes now on Duda, because Levon goes h5, he cements the rook on g4, but I mean, this is not super scary. I mean, if Duda would have now 2 extra more minutes, I would say that, wow, I'm very worried for Levon. With just 1 minute on the clock, it would be magic from Duda to really be able to play like a computer. Rook e3.
Rook e3.
Rook e3. But what is I mean, now black can play king e7. What on earth is rook e3?
Wow.
I mean, you can now end up losing it with white.
Oh my goodness.
King e7, bishop e6 comes, and then if you have to
get into goodness.
Some, oh, yo.
Oh, rook e3 could be a horrible move. Wow, what did he miss?
Yeah, but the problem was he was kind of in a Zugzwang. Yeah, so unless he finds the very strong computer move, he doesn't have a good move.
Actually, now you just have no move. E6?
E6. So he wants bishop e6, king c6. Yeah, that's what he wants, but it's scary.
No, he's going the wrong way. A3? Ah, no, then bishop. No, even that is unclear.
I mean, okay, now for example, yeah, bishop takes c6, king c6, maybe you can just unpin yourself with king f6, and then because the bishop on e4 is loose, yeah, so black can play e3 and you can never take with the rook.
This is a catastrophe for Jan Krzysztof. Catastrophe. Wow.
Yeah, wow. And besides, even look at this. Levon is teasing. Yeah, finally he takes. Yeah, he takes. And now a big decision. I mean, is it king c6 or will Jan Krzysztof just play king e5? Yeah, king e5. Maybe it's the safer move.
Okay, because the rook is still for the moment offside. So g5?
Yeah, I mean, you always have g5. Yeah, so this is not a trapped rook after all. Let's have this.
But maybe white just goes rook c3. No, it doesn't quite work, right? Or maybe it does. How do you do this? Okay, this is still very tricky for Levon. And also, Jan Krzysztof catching up on the clock.
Yeah, it might get very dramatic. This very is not, and look at this, the tension is there. Now you can feel it. I mean, 15 minutes ago, it was like Levon was sitting there like, what you want from me? And now he is kind of Hang on. Hang on, I might show what I want. G6. So he goes for some, he wants bishop f5. He wants
but
to,
rook c3?
I mean, he wants to play bishop f5 and open up his rook.
Yeah, but...
I mean, rook c3 also, bishop f5.
Okay, so I take.
Yeah, and I just take.
Okay, and then the question is, can I go something like...
Not so easy.
So if I go b5, you're going to go rook b4 or what? Yeah.
Yeah, b5, rook b4. Yeah.
Rook c7, king d8, rook a7, rook b5, king d6.
Yeah, but it's already...
that's what I do. And your rook is bad. Your rook is bad.
So you want rook c3 here?
Yes.
Yeah, bishop f5, bishop takes, g takes, b5, and then rook b4.
Rook c7.
King d8.
Yeah, and now I go... now
we
I
might
go
be seeing it, yeah.
Rook a7. Then
it's kind of the logic, because rook takes b4, king d8, but then I have rook a5. Be careful.
Sorry. Let me put my rook on the other side then. Rook h7. Yeah, good spot. Or rook b7 then. Yeah.
Okay, but then you didn't...
Bishop
no, he goes bishop b5. Yeah.
This might even be more clever.
Yeah, I think it's much more clever because you have your own counterplay, and this bishop on d5 covers the a pawn. You give the b4 pawn, but rook c7 check, and suddenly you get counterplay against black's king. Yeah, king d8, then king d6, rook a7, and probably there will be always some drawish mechanism. But also some mating ideas.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Still some danger for Levon here. It's not... he's not out of the woods, so to speak.
I mean, okay, it's dangerous if he wants to play for a win, which I think he wants, yeah? Duda down to 17 seconds. So 1, 2 little questions, and it might be very tricky.
Yeah, and Levon kind of raising his eyebrows, a bit surprised that this is kind of working for White. Incredible.
Yeah, and he doesn't like this. He's down to 50 seconds himself. Yeah, king d8, the professional move.
Okay. So do you flick in b5 here? Yes, you do, of course. Now what do you do?
After rook b4, then what?
King d6, rook takes b5, and then you need a star move. That is the problem. There you need an absolute star move. Bishop c6. Bishop c6.
What? So rook b4, king d6.
King d6, rook takes b5, bishop c6.
And then trying to go rook e3.
And then rook e3 and I mate you.
Well, I mean, okay, I would play some rook somewhere and I would give a check on d1, so it's not the end.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, it's incredibly dramatic now because we see the evaluation bar saying that it's just easy draw, but I mean, with few seconds on the clock, anything can happen here.
What? Rook f3, yeah?
And rook f... we might be seeing some king e8, rook e3.
But bishop f5?
Yeah, bishop f5.
Bishop f5, king c6? No. Wrong direction. How ridiculous is... Yeah, no, sorry. That's...
And Levon down to 14 seconds. He's not used to this.
No.
Not used to this. I want to see how comfortable he will be with this
takes on
situation.
b5.
He takes.
Yeah. So you give check, bishop e8. And then... Yeah, and then king e5. Or, no, then rook d1. And,
Yeah, what is happening? Where is the trick?
There is no trick.
Do
and the pawn is running. The pawn is running. Oh my God.
Yeah, 4-3. Yeah, king e5 played. It's apparently a mistake.
Looks wrong, doesn't it? Too.
But I mean, okay, what else? There was a pin. Yeah, it's a logical move. Yeah, rook e2 check now.
King d6, a3. And it's over, no?
No, because he can take on e8 and then play rook f3 and a2, rook a3 and take the pawn.
Oh!
So thanks to this. But hang on, after a3, bishop takes e8, maybe can black give a check and not take the bishop?
That's so beautiful.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it's not, maybe it's premature because you go king e6 and then you are setting check and then rook a8. But this is insane position for a few seconds on the clock. Yeah, a3 on the board. Bishop e8, rook e8. Okay, so here was this rook f3 defense. But maybe just king c8 and king b7. Yeah, that's it. King c8 on the board.
I don't understand.
Well, you just get out. Yeah, rook takes a3, king b7, and you are pawn up and...
Yeah, but this isn't an easy win. The white king is active. I don't see why this is... You can... I mean, white has got drawing chances here, surely.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, okay, black didn't know what's happening. Nobody sees the evolution bar, yeah? You just wanted to navigate to safety. You are pawn up, you have chances, and yeah, white feels the pressure because black was actually setting some rook e4, rook g4, yeah? That you protect the pawn and you attack the pawn. Apparently, this is a mistake. Now, for example, rook e4, isn't rook e4 a move?
Rook e4. Rook e4.
I mean, rook e4 looks very strong, yeah?
Very good.
Because after h takes g4, rook g3, rook e4, king d5, I think this is Jan Krzysztof's idea. Then the rook cannot really... No, hg4, I think here Levon... I mean, here white might make a... he even goes rook a4. g3, rook g4.
Okay, but suddenly... You cut the king a bit more. No, rook d8.
Rook c8 or rook h8. He went rook h8. Yeah, the king on d6 will be cut. Yeah, this is terrible because if you take those pawns, actually this is a theoretical lost position when your king is cut.
You put the rook on h5, do you?
Yes.
Is that the idea? Yeah. Wow.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay.
Extraordinary. The level
Duda is trying to rush back with his king, but now he will be 2 pawns done. And look at this, his body language tells it all. He is just very, very unhappy because he has to take on g2, otherwise even rook h4 is coming. And then he just lost. Yeah, because rook takes h4 is enough cut. I mean, just rook h4 and then king a6. And it's finished. Yeah. It's the famous because rook on h4, yeah, you give rook a2 check, king b5, rook b2 check, rook b4, and then slowly you move and white's king cannot. Yeah, it's in all the endgame books. Very, very frustrating because you actually can't even fight. You just lost. And what a huge win for Levon if he really gets it.
And yeah, Jan Krzysztof realizing now that it's probably over. Okay, what is the correct technique? Rook a4.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, we will just see. There is even no reason to even mention anything because we will see it from Levon. Yeah, rook a4, king a5, and then you can push b5, king c5, rook c4 check, and then you cut it on the other angle, and that's it. It's resignable.
Wow.
Wow, what a big battle it was. I mean, it was clear that this endgame is very tricky, and then Jan Krzysztof was trying to create something. Yeah, the last trick was that king b4, king b6 would have been a draw. But like this, it's finished now. Just I mean, every move, yeah, just rook a2. I mean, just rook a2 and then follow up with king a4, b4. You just keep on coming.
Yeah, the white king is just the wrong side cut.
Yeah, but it was cut everywhere. Even in the center, it was cut. Yeah, so yeah, just yeah, king a4 and or rook g2, whatever.
Yeah, and you're gonna at best get a Lucena position, which I don't think Jan Krzysztof. Well, maybe he will test level. Okay, now.
I mean, he's playing out of frustration. You can see that he has already given up on this game.
Yeah.
I mean, because all he can hope for is some mouse slip. But
yeah.
I mean, Levon has 2 minutes on the clock. There is no reason for him to rush with any of his moves. So he will make sure just not to blunder anything. I mean, not to cause any mouse. I mean, chess-wise, he will never blunder, but no mouse slips possible.
All right. What about the other game then? So this is going to be,
Yeah.
an Aronian does win. Humongous win for Levon Aronian with the black pieces, meaning a win with white now ends the affair. Just like that. Just one win, Peter. And it's all she wrote.
Yeah, it's very tough spot for Duda now. I mean, also how to approach this game, yeah, because he needs to bounce back. On the other hand, probably it's better to try to stabilize this game and then from the white side, try in the very last game something. And look at this. I mean, he knew the line up till some moment, but this is modern chess. It's just completely crazy. You just don't get to make natural moves. Yeah, they forced you to play computer moves, and we see that all this rook ad1, a5, everything happened, but still some questions. Knight g4 played. Knight g4 feels like the correct move, but very down to less than 4 minutes. You know, it's also so frustrating when you know that you actually have checked it, you have it in your file, but since you did not expect it, you just can't recall all the details, and you know that it was very messy, and somewhere computer was saying that you have to play only moves. I mean, super tension and a lot of pressure on the players. I mean, they have all the confidence on playing chess. Yeah, they don't mind playing chess, but when you are in this kind of computer jungle, then no matter how strong you are, it's so unpleasant.
Crazy.
I mean, also for us now, what can we say about this position? We don't know exactly the computer lines.
Well, I mean, it's just I'm looking at this like I'm looking at a completely different game for the first time. I have no idea. Am I supposed to move my rook? Am I rook d5? Bishop e7? Is f6 a move? Is rook e8 check even a? I mean, it's probably not a move, but okay, rook d5. Yeah, this is the.
Yeah, rook d5 kind of looked like the most natural move. Yeah, because this looks like you cover bishop d4 check. Yeah, that's one thing I understood basically, that black probably wants to get bishop d4 check and king g7, and he gets the harmony, so white wants to stop it. However, we see that at least our engine doesn't like this move rook d5, and it also shows that Richie had the chance of repeating moves. He finally decided to carry on with rook e5, but we don't know exactly how much he knows about the position, or is he just bluffing over the board?
But I mean, you have to be careful here as Rapport, because you are just a piece down here. I mean, if you don't make this work as white, you're just a piece down. Of course, he's got rook d8, king f7, and some. But knight d6, we take fg5. This.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, this knight d6 check you will have also if you just retreat your bishop. Yeah, I mean, first you can go bishop f4, but I perfectly agree with you, and especially knowing that Ruy is such a computerish guy, yeah, that he can calculate like a computer. It's a skill that he has, and he's very unpleasant as an opponent in such a position, yeah, because I mean, for example, I would certainly, with little time on the clock, be very worried, and I wouldn't be completely sure about my calculation and so on, but I don't think that Ruy has any of this kind of thoughts. he just looking forward to his chance. And actually, it reminds me of when I had this match with him in Nanjing 2019. Then we were both, before the match started, invited to a school to talk about chess, to give some, remarks. And then I was talking about the influence of the computers and how difficult it is, all this modern chess, that you have to check every single line with computers and so on. And then they asked the same question to Ruy, and I think his answer was, no, it's fine. Like for him, he's the new generation, the other generation. I'm complaining about all these difficulties and all this, that, the computer changed so much and everything is so computerized and so on. And Ruy just said, no, it's fine. Yeah, and it was very nice.
Shocking. The new generation. Bishop f4. But hold on a second here.
Yeah, bishop f4, knight e5 blitzed out. Yeah, very natural. I mean, okay, you want to kind of block everything. Also, you invite some knight takes f6, bishop takes e5, like, okay, I want to clarify the situation. Yeah, of course, with black, you don't know if you have a chance or not. You just want to first stabilize the position, to find something where you feel like you can't lose, and then take it from there.
I mean, we take black here, surely, don't we?
You think? I mean, for example, okay, let's just, I mean,
Okay,
I was not sure how to evaluate this
Oh, wow.
take on f6.
Okay, so... Okay, if I play bishop takes...
Yeah, bishop takes e5.
Okay.
I mean, to my eyes, it was very drawish. I mean, somehow 3 pawns, and that's exactly what I meant. From black side, it's kind of sympathetic because you understand that you can't be worse. But from white side, I also feel that I should have enough to make a draw. But it's Laporte. I mean, I'm not sure if he is, happy with this kind of thinking. Yeah, he wants to win. And he's looking for his chances, but I mean, okay, now black is already threatening to move his king, yeah? And the pawn is also falling.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it, somehow?
Very strange, yeah. It's very complex, but I mean, knight takes f6 is such a natural way of, developing things.
Goodness, what a tricky position to try and analyze.
But I don't see any other move because, yeah, there is some temptation in bishop takes e5, fe5, because we have this monster knight. Yeah, this is a lovely construction, but f6 doesn't work. And okay, we can try to just keep the structure, but somehow I feel like, okay, it's an endgame. The rook is already in the game. Black will play some king e7, rook c6. I mean, very quickly, I don't feel like we can just play for domination.
Super tough position to digest. And that's the problem with computer chess. Ruy says it's fine, but when you get out of book in these computerish positions, they find all these random moves, and for a human player, it's just extremely tough. Even the top players really, with little time, struggle.
Yeah, it can't be otherwise, yeah, because it's not about any understanding. I mean, it's pure calculation, and I mean, you have to keep on calculating like a machine and then evaluate it at the end of the day, precisely with limited time on the clock in such a messy position. It's almost impossible. And Richie goes rook c5. I mean, I'm not understanding this move. It was not on my radar at all. I understand that after bishop takes f5, he wants bishop e5, fe5, rook f1. And he sidestep, but bishop f5, bishop e5, bishop takes e4 is possible. I'm not getting this. So why can't we just take on f5?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, bishop takes e5, we take bishop takes e4.
Bishop e5, bishop e4.
and that just works perfectly. I don't know what
check. Rook c8 check.
When after bishop
bishop
f5?
e4.
Okay, but rook c8, king f7. Thank you very much. Check, king g6.
Rook e4 and rook g4 check. No, yeah, rook e4.
Oh, wow, like this, yeah? You are
yeah.
in time.
But I was looking at...
wow, I mean, I have also other moves, yeah?
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, you have like king e6.
But okay, then this is the calculation, yeah? Wow, I mean...
But does king e6, rook e4... Yeah, that kind of...
No, it's the same idea, yeah. Then
king e6, rook e4, f5.
Bishop takes g7, yeah.
But if it takes e4.
Bishop takes h8, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was the this is the trick of Richie, yeah. So basically the tempting bishop f5, it's on the board, but how does it work then? How does it work then?
Goodness.
Wow. Because, okay, just to highlight, yeah, bishop takes c5, yeah, on the board. Now f takes c5 runs into rook f1, yeah, using the pin, winning back the material and winning the game. So bishop takes c4 has to be played now.
We're going to see it. We're going to see. Okay, check, king f7. Check.
Yeah, I mean, I was completely sure that I'm just clearly better already, and then you just trick me with this magic, yeah, rook e4, and I wonder what do we miss, because computer says that black should be fine and even slightly better, but how? Yeah, king g6. No, king g6 not yet, king f7. There should be some trick, but where is the trick? Wow, king g8 and bishop f8. Oh no,
Who said that?
This is insane. Sotiris mentions, yeah, computers brutal, but will Veyi be able to find king g8? Maybe he has to, because otherwise white would be doing fantastically. I mean, you tricked me already.
King g8, rook c8, bishop f8, and we stay the piece up.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, but we had this position in front of us, and I was trying by elimination to find the new candidate, but king g8 did not cross my mind. Wow, king g8 on the board. Yeah, Veyi. This is Veyi, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, these guys are just super sharp in all this craziness. Rook c8 check. But will we see a repetition, or Veyi is just tricking again with going bishop f8 in the...
He's going to go bishop f8. 100%. We know Weyi by now.
We think that we know, yeah? I mean, that's his trick, yeah? He's just teasing us. He's just teasing us. Richie, 2 minutes up on the clock. Yeah, but still, I mean, after rook c8 check, bishop f8, how do you proceed? Yeah, because you can't really collect pawns. They don't look enough. So you have to play for domination. Probably bishop d4 or something. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, also going crazy, completely going crazy, because actually he understands that he knows Veyi already, that he will not repeat, and then he's thinking that can he move the bishop now, and is it better or not? I'm speechless. I have no thoughts. I'm just under the influence of this, what's happening here.
Two unbelievable players. Richie down to 2 minutes 20.
And bishop f8 on the board, of course.
Of course. I would have bet my house
And look at the face of Wei. Like, I mean, for him it's probably like the most normal thing in life, this position. Yeah, I mean, total mess, but he doesn't. I mean, you can't. For example, in Richie's face, you can see that he's trying to get into this new situation. Yeah, fully focused and everything, but in Wei, it's just like any other situation. Yeah, nothing extraordinary. Yeah, I'm totally confused because I simply don't understand what is happening. I mean, Black is piece up, but he's of course in this terrible pin. White is very active, but Black has this incredible light squared bishop, yeah, which can go back to g6, covering the e8 square. The rook can get to c6 later also. I mean, I see all kinds of scenarios how Black can win the game. But maybe if the bishop moves, then there is rook e7. So rook e6, yeah, it's a very clever move of not allowing White even rook to join the party so easily.
Yeah.
I'm worried for Richie. I'm really worried for Richie.
Me too.
Yeah. And now he's done on the clock. Yeah, just 1 minute 10 seconds.
Okay, he needs a miracle. Richie needs something very special here, else Black consolidates and it's going to be very tough. What do you do here?
Yeah, that's the problem. That what you do. I mean, how do you find the move? Because you don't have so many pieces. And Black's moves are, I mean, okay, he just wants to play king f7. I mean, get out, and so the pressure is on White. Yeah, you have to find the way to pose problems.
29 seconds. Richie Rapport. Can he do it again?
Yeah, rook e3, trying to bring the rook, somewhere. But I mean, okay, it's Black also has bishop g6, Black has bishop c6. Whenever White tries to activate, yeah, king f7 is played.
Rook c7. Now if I just block, bishop e7, what's this? Bishop e7, I bring my rook in and finito la commedia. No?
Yeah.
I mean, this really is a piece. Bishop c5, rook e8. No,
yeah, also with f5 you can protect this bishop. Yeah, but rook e8 also.
This is not good for Richie.
That's it.
Richie!
It's over.
Gonna need a win somewhere. Actually, this is a huge win for Wei with the Black pieces.
Yeah, just like Levon. Yeah, winning the second game with Black. White was over pressing. I mean, okay, here Richie was not really pressing. It was like he had to take the draw with this repetition. And then he gambled with rook e5, and then Wei just played like a machine.
Yeah. It's extraordinary. I wonder how long Richie fights here.
Well, I mean, he fights as long as Black does not consolidate. Yeah, at the moment when Black consolidates, he will design. Yeah.
Rook a3. Okay.
I mean, if he can somehow trade on e7 and get the a5 pawn, then I feel like he will play. But yeah, Wei is not even giving this pawn.
Yeah, but this is very difficult now. Like, what do you do here? Even just to find him a rook h3?
No, I mean, basically that's it. You just have nothing, yeah.
b4.
b4.
Okay.
No, but it's hopeless, yeah. I mean, even king g6, rook g3 check, king f5 is possible. I mean, I'm not a brave player, but I mean, there is just nothing to be afraid of. Okay, first AB, of course, yeah, just trade this. Yeah, that's it. I mean,
yeah, Richie not wasting energy, doesn't want to waste time here. A pawn for a piece is just way too much. Richie Rapport on the back foot. has to find a win. And meanwhile, the other game has kicked off, so we can go straight there.
Yeah, we have non-stop action.
Non-stop action.
What it was? Well, it's actually again Nimzo, but now Levon played with e3 castles and bishop d2, and now c5. Yeah, this is a famous way of also going c5. Usually, what white is trying some knight e2, or what is white doing? No, a3. Yeah, white plays a3, takes. Black plays knight e4. Yeah, this is a clean way of kind of liquidating. Yeah, rook c1. C takes d4, queen d4, takes, and okay, yeah. Try to understand what is this. I mean, again, two pieces are traded. White will probably play just knight f3, bishop e2, castles. Those are the three moves, and we don't know exactly what Duda should be playing for. Yeah, that should he try to keep some tension in the position, then he runs the risk of being simply worse, and if he loses, then match is over. Or should he just try to use the momentum and b6, bishop b7, d5, try immediately? I mean, the move, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that with a5 he's trying to disbalance things, but it's a very, very risky approach. I mean, I felt like he should just take the exit, but maybe he felt like he will be slightly worse anyway. I don't know. He opted for a5. Knight f3. Yeah, Levon will just play super cynical, the most natural moves as quickly as possible, and let Black fight with his demons.
Yeah. But okay, Jan Shistov doesn't have to go crazy this game. I mean, a5 is already quite a, strategically speaking, quite a big decision, but he doesn't have to go crazy. He'll have white in the fourth game if he doesn't lose, and then he can go all in.
Yeah, but I feel like, yeah, he's trying to set up this construction, yeah, that he wants to go b6, he wants to put pawn on a4, and then knight a6, knight c5. But if he doesn't do it, then what this a5 was about? I mean, wasn't it just a loss of... Yeah, he has to go a4. If you already play a5, you can't play strategically with d5, because then you weakened everything. Yeah, Levon blitzes out. And I'm expecting knight a6, knight c5. That would be the normal way. Is knight e5 a problem? That's a big question.
This looks dubious for Black, to my eyes.
Yeah, but this is the concept. I mean, when he played with a5, that's why I immediately told you, yeah, that, okay, so he's actually thinking that he should try to create some play. Yeah, he doesn't want to go for the more easy way of just trying to draw this game. He's trying to spice things up. I mean, okay, because, yeah, knight c5, and then thanks to this pawn on a4, this knight is eternal. You will have to, if you want to get rid of it, you'll have to somehow trade it, but then Black will get counterplay with queen g5, the bishop on b7 eyeing the g2 pawn. Yeah, so there is some little tension, some little tension in the position. Of course, white has the other way of just ignoring knight c5. Okay, you want to go knight c5? Let me go knight d4, knight b5, and maybe the knight lands on d6. Yeah.
Oh, also, yeah.
And I gonna
sometimes you put the pawn on f3 as well.
Exactly. Right? F3 protect from this bishop queen idea against hitting on g2, and then knight goes to d6, and let's see who will be the winner of this operation. Very double-edged stuff. All right.
Yeah.
We will see. I mean, I'm still under this impression of what happened in the previous game between Rapport and Veil, and that, I mean, we have noticed, yeah, that there is immense tension on the players, and they don't want to make any foolishness. And finally, both Duda and Rapport has lost with the white pieces. Yeah, they should be very, very upset with themselves. And then how do you adjust your play? Yeah, just 15 minutes to digest and then to carry on. Very, very tough spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so okay. Now, finally, at least we also see Levon thinking. Yeah, usually one has the feeling like he almost instantly makes some natural move. Now, this pawn structure, yeah, also Levon treats it with a lot of respect. Yeah, he understands that this is very, very tricky. It's a double-edged stuff. You have to find a great construction for white. Also, the rook on c1 is doing nothing. Is there some argument of trying to double the rooks on the d file? Is that a move? I'm not sure. I'm just trying to make things up. I'm not an expert in these positions. No, not at all. But I feel that black is fine.
What was your main weapon against d4 over the years? D4, c4.
Yeah, well, I mean, first till I was like 20, 22, I was exclusively a Grunfeld player.
Right.
And after that, I switched to Nimzo Queen's Indian, and later I became a Nimzo Ragozin player. Yeah, but basically those were, and then not recently, but then at some point I also became a Semitarash player. So I was combining Nimzo and Semitarash and Ragozin. Yeah, knight d4. So Levon goes.
You're a fan of the Semitarash.
Yeah, but not this modern one that everybody plays. Yeah, I was the one who was following Kramnik's games when he started and to play c5 and cd5, knight d5, and then go for these so-called Grunfeld structures. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, those were my territories. But at some point I fell in love with Ragozin, yeah, because this Ragozin was, suddenly so interesting and so double-edged, yeah. It's also trying to play for a win, trying to play for some double-edged position. Of course, there is so much theory already that, if you say like I'm playing Ragozin to try to play for a win, it's not true. It's just and wow, f5. This is. Yeah. I'm loving it. It stops e4 and the black goes rook f6. The bishop will get to c6 if knight d6 comes. Duda in his element. He creates play.
That's it. I love it.
Queen e5. Immediately trying to get some stability.
Very logical. Rook g6. Okay. Duda going for it, not leaving it until the last game, but it could backfire horribly. It's very double-edged. His position is strategically still shaky. Weaknesses all over the place.
Yeah, but he is targeting the king. Yeah, he has ideas like queen g5 hitting on g2. White cannot play bishop f1 because then fc is hanging. Yeah, this is a very, very important moment, and I think Duda is super happy that he got a chance like this, yeah, because one could feel that he wants to bounce back. His move of a5 showed this courage, this will to fight, and he gets a chance with f5, rook f6, rook g6. Bravo! I don't know what will happen, but creating a chance like this with the black pieces against Levon, it's already a big mastery by itself.
Absolutely love it. All right, the other game has not started yet, so we should make that clear.
Yeah, now Levon in a very ugly spot because how do you, black will not play bishop c6 unless you go knight d6, yeah, because bishop c6 would allow the knight retreating to d4, hitting the bishop. Right. So you just keep it there and you are threatening queen g5. And even king h1 does not solve the issue, just to highlight, yeah, that king h1, queen g5, threatening checkmate. And again, white can't play bishop f1 because of the simple tactics. Bishop takes f3, g takes f3, queen g1 check, just to illustrate what kind of problems we are talking about from the white side. So not an easy spot for at all for Levon. Should he now retreat the queen like this to f4 to stop queen g5, but it comes at it gives them the chance to go queen f6. He opted for rook d6.
He's shaking his head. He's not happy.
Definitely not.
What happened? What has he missed here?
No. I think he's just very unhappy with everything that. He should have never gotten into this structure. Yeah, it's double-edged, and this is exactly what black needs. Yeah, he needs to win to bounce back. It actually reminds me very much of Rapport's match yesterday. Yeah, when he lost with the white pieces, and then with the black pieces he went on to beat Jeffrey and come back in the match. And it was also like this stupid structure, yeah, that poor Jeffrey got himself into some dubious structure, and then Richie could keep on the pressure and then finally went on to win. So okay, after Queen G5, what is the defense?
Queen G5 is the move. What is the defense, actually?
Let's just see what is the defense.
I mean, you're threatening Queen G2, Bishop F1, Bishop takes F3.
Exactly, and Queen G3, Queen takes E3.
Queen takes E3. So you have to go G3. Very ugly move.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, if you ask Levon about any moves like G3 or G4 with King on G1 and Bishop on B7, he say, "Oh no, never." But I mean, he might be forced to do it.
I mean, I don't see another move simply.
Yeah, finally Queen G5 on the board, and now we're gonna see which move will Levon make, which he hates to make, but he will have to.
I don't see G4.
Yeah,
I don't see G4. It's just crazy. G3.
But Levon is taking his time. I mean, he's not. I told you he hates any of this. I mean, G3, G4. Just don't force me to play any of it. I don't want it. But no choice. You know, could it be that Levon, why he was shaking his head with Rook D6, that he actually thought like after Queen G5 we'll have Queen G3, and if trades then B6 is hanging. I mean, because the trick is it might look trivial at this moment, but in this position the problem was that there was no real good move in the position, and then you think about millions of moves. Yeah, finally he goes G3, but it's certainly not what he wanted. I mean, okay, black has some ideas like typical H5, H4, some Queen H5 hitting the F3 pawn.
Yeah.
Besides, there is even some tactic with Knight E4. Yeah, but I mean, just to highlight this move, Knight E4, it's probably not doing much because you have Rook D3 maybe, but I mean, also Knight E4 one has to keep an eye on. Just to show that FE Queen takes E3 would be a terrible mistake. Okay, razor sharp stuff. Very.
What about H5? Simply just running the pawn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Could be a move.
But then I feel like white gets at least this King F2 in, which I really want to get in. But also then I have to watch out for some Rook F8, Knight E4 check, and then Fe4, Fe4, and then the Queen is lost. So many tactics. Crazy position. Crazy position. But somehow I don't see Duda going H5. I feel like he might think that H5 is slow and he wants to do something more concrete.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know what, but I feel like, you know, because he lost the game and he feels now there is the chance, there is this adrenaline of trying to bounce back immediately, and he wants to do it right away. But how to do it? I mean, Knight E4, Rook D3 still is possible, and then it forces you to go back. It's also not ideal.
Tricky position, yes. By the way, the Wei game has started. We will check in with that once we get the opening. And but yeah, I mean, well, he has to make a decision, right? I mean, he has to. Knight E4 is extremely interesting, of course.
Yeah, Knight E4 is interesting, but the problem is that this Rook D3 threatens to take the knight, and the sacrifices on G3 don't seem to work. Knight E4 on the board, and he goes for Queen H5.
Very interesting.
But according to computer, it's a big mistake.
Let's try and understand why. So, threat is what?
Well, I
Knight
also wonder
takes
if now rook
d3.
takes d7 is an option or not. Yeah,
Rook d7, knight c5.
Yeah, but this knight c5, maybe even just rook takes b7. I don't know. I mean, your pieces are very, very dubious and strange. Yeah, everything was based on this lovely bishop. I mean, I'm not understanding. And hang on, if Levon uses his chance, he wins. It's finished.
It's over. It's finito.
Wow.
Rook 7, knight c5, queen c7. Okay. All right. I mean, Levon can find it.
So what is it? Rook takes d7, knight c5, and then apparently Sotiris tells us that, yeah, rook d7 on the board. That queen c7 is computer's move.
Tough move.
Yeah, I mean, queen c7 is tough, but I might, I still feel that after knight c5, just this rook takes b7 is already also something that Levon would be quite happy with. But I mean, if queen c7 works, that's just brutal. Ah, wow, and then it's checkmate. Yeah, if black takes on f3, then rook d8 check, and for example,
knight d6.
Yeah.
Oh my.
What a mate.
This could be it.
Unbelievable. I mean, Duda got this golden opportunity with the black pieces to put Levon under serious pressure. And then the temptation for this knight. If I told you it's a nice idea, but I just don't like it because it's the wrong direction. I just the knight had to stay on c5 and just enjoy and make White's position just life miserable by simply continuing that position. Wow. And now the more Duda thinks, the more Levon gets the chance of realizing the power of queen c7, for example, yeah?
Incredible. He's got a lot of time to find queen c7. I mean, and it's such a Levon move as well. But maybe it's a lot more tricky than we think still. Because, okay, the knight is protected. Okay, so knight c5. So let's say queen c7 is played, right? So your threat is rook d8, but the b7 bishop. So I can either play h6. I can play queen g5 queen g5 f4 f4 queen f6. I can play queen g5. I can play h6. I can do things.
Sorry, after queen c7, yeah, you are talking about this?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah, no, because under this shock, suddenly I made a movement and I hit my microphone and it almost fell down and I was like in total shock. That's why I missed out on your line. So queen c7, but White is also stepping some rook cd1, yeah?
Yeah, that's true. Rook cd1.
No, basically, I think it's all eyes on Levon now, because if he finds queen c7, practically it's over. I mean, practically the match is kind of sealed for him, because this queen c7 will also have such an incredible effect on Duda. He has to play h6. After queen c7, he has to play h6, so that he already goes all in and then get me king h7 and bishop takes f3. I will sacrifice everything. I mean, that's the only move I think he can already consider. Wow, Levon. I mean, what a turn of events. Yeah, just like 2-3 minutes ago, we were saying like, wow, Duda got this incredible opportunity. And all of a sudden we are thinking about Levon being able to book his ticket to Miami soon. Amazing. Yeah.
Incredible. Let's see. Do you think he plays it?
Well, it's Levon. He could. Yeah, he could. The only question is, for example, also a move like rook cd1 maybe is possible. And it's also very stylish and maybe it's a good move. But, I mean, okay, we are talking about Levon. I think he's capable of finding queen c7.
No, he's of course. He's level Aronian.
Yeah.
He's capable of finding any move. Talking
Yeah, of course, but I
move.
mean there is a lot of tension here. Yeah, that's of course. Yeah, if it would be, you know, like first game of the match, I would say of course, yeah, Levon gonna go queen c7. But with all this tension, with all this incredible fight that happened in the second game, in the previous game, then he was so unhappy, he was shaking his head here and so on. So it's not a logical turn of events. Yeah, if it would be logical, then of course he would be just blitzing it out. But he also needs to adjust. He doesn't know exactly, is it now really so good for him? Yeah, we have the compute evaluation and we know that queen c7 is very strong. But I mean, after all, over the board with all this tension, and look at Duda. Like if Duda had realized that he's moving on his chair, he's not finding any comfort in any position, because he's just very worried right now.
Can the players see each other's cameras?
I think so, yes. If you want, you can see. Yeah, it's.
Oh wow! Then you can really get a read on somebody, huh? It's probably worth having the camera up.
Well, but if you are focusing too much on your opponent, then it distracts you from thinking. Yeah, that's the other angle. So when I played the Legends tournament, I was not exactly sure at all if I want to see my opponent at all. I just felt, okay, maybe if I would be more experienced in online chess, then I would not mind. But I thought, like, you know, I have to focus, and finally I closed the camera. Just, I mean, okay, I don't want to know. Let me play my game. And look at this. But for example, okay, now the camera is on. You see Dudas, what do you read from it? Tell me honestly, what do you read from it?
Miserable.
Or maybe he's just pretending.
Nah.
No?
Nah. Some players pin their opponent to see the large video. I see. That's very interesting. What would you do, Peter, if you were playing? Would you have the video of your opponent there, or would you minimize it?
Well, I mean, generally, I don't want. I mean, I would like to see it, but if I feel that it distracts me, then I want to close it. But then maybe suddenly at certain moment, I feel like now it's time to turn it on. But as I said, I'm not experienced. Yeah, these guys are playing this event all the time. So I think they already have their routine. Yeah, they are not distracted. If they feel like this is important, they will. Definitely they will. Look. Also, Levon is playing usually very fast, so he has the chance to look at. Usually I'm the one who is in time trouble. And then, okay, basically, at least when time trouble is approaching, it's clever probably to close it. All eyes on Levon. He's down to 4.5 minutes. I mean, he feels some nerves.
For sure, he feels some nerves.
I mean, it's uncharacteristic for Levon. Even if he finds the move or he spotted queen c7, then he would have blitzed it out. And it's on the board, queen c7.
Beautiful.
And look at Duda. Yeah, now everything is, I mean, he's not hiding his real feelings. Yeah, he's just very, very unhappy.
Yeah, that little... Yeah, that's not a happy Duda. Yeah, shaking his head. I would definitely have his video up.
Well, once you spot queen c7, then it's the moment to turn it on, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly, yeah, then you know that I want to see how he reacts. By the way, I also see he reacts very, very interestingly to Rapport's play, because he simply wants to, you know, challenge Rapport's construction, just because now Duda will spend some time. It's a terrible situation for him. And we see that Ricci played exactly the same line. And very interesting how, so he did not castle. Yeah, this is very clever, because he keeps the king on e1 for the moment, waits for black to commit his knights, that please show me. You're going to go knight f6, maybe I'm going to go short castle. You're going to go knight e7, maybe I'm going to go long castle. Very, very flexible. Now he opts for knight c3, b5 long castle, castles f4, b4 knight a4, and yes, d6 e5. I was somehow guessing that we're gonna see this because it's very consistent with knight a4. Yeah, you want to create a weakness on c5. But where he done to 8.5 minutes? What is he doing? I thought that he prepared it and he blitzed it out. No, Rich is up on the clock, 7 minutes advantage and the double edge position.
Wow.
I'm not understanding this. Yeah, this is a shocker because okay, where he actually doesn't need to win, he's leading the match and gets into some mess, and then is clearly behind on the clock. Wow. But okay, the game has just started here, so we should focus.
Yeah, let's go back. Yeah.
On the Duda game. It's also if Levon wins, then it's immediately he wins the match.
That's it. And he will be going to Miami if that happens.
And look at this, Duda just going completely crazy. I mean, how could I miss this? How could I miss this? He just can't forgive himself. He had such a lovely position 3 moves ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, I really feel for him because actually he ends up, if he loses this game, he ends up losing the match very prematurely. And if one looks at the result, it would think that it was a one-sided affair. Absolutely not. In the second game, he was the one who was actually pressing, and then Levon, of course, defended fantastically. Then he overpressed in time trouble, things escalated, then Levon got the upper hand and then went on to win it. And then in the third game, Duda with the black pieces created chances for himself, and just with one spectacular move, he created trouble for himself.
Crazy game. I'm keeping an eye on the Wei mess, which is exactly what we've got.
Yes, it's a total mess. Yeah, it will be very interesting later to get back to it. I think the position has the tendency of staying messy for quite some time.
But a similar situation. If this goes south for Richie, it's all over. It could be an early day.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't see that happen yet.
No.
Because the position is...
Knight takes f4.
Wow, what?
What? Bishop h7, queen e4? No, surely not.
I mean, so what happened? e5, and then Richie jumped on this chance of activating the knight with knight d5, bishop
but this
e7.
move is just absolutely
and he did not
insane.
recapture, he took on f4, yeah, so he's
but it's bad, no? Bishop h7?
Bishop h7, your line, so king h7.
Queen e4.
Check. Knight g6.
Bishop b6, rook d6.
But I have queen g5 check.
Bishop e3.
Yeah.
Queen e5. Sorry.
Queen e5, queen takes c6, queen e3.
Sorry,
it's a total mess.
Okay, sorry, not so clear.
I mean, okay, we don't know what is happening. Maybe there is some computer win here. It's I wouldn't rule out, but I mean, if it would be also trivial, Richie would not fall for it. Yeah, it's, if there is something, it should be quite hidden or some quite crazy stuff. But yeah, one has the feeling that bishop h7 should be the move, yeah, because otherwise you just take on d3 with a check. And
you have to go bishop h7.
So check.
Check. Okay, king h7, queen e4, knight g6.
I want to go knight g6. You have to have this queen g5.
Feels
check.
like, yeah, feels like. Okay. But why is this winning? I don't see. No. I think
I don't. I mean, it looks very promising, but I don't know what is happening. Maybe you can just take e d6.
Simply e takes d6.
Yeah, this is
mean?
Sotiris just mentioned. Yeah, that according to just e d6, because after all, the knight on c6 is hanging.
Yeah, but that didn't even
but I mean,
feel
then
that
okay,
clear.
how could Richie blunder bishop takes h7? I don't get it. And look at this, where he's looking at the sky like, okay, what is happening? What am I missing? I'm able to calculate anything, and okay, now I'm getting this chance. And also Queen f3, the other move that Sotiris mentioned, that it's very strong because actually just wins material. Knight takes d3 and just rook takes d3 and okay, just, I mean, what on earth is going through the mind of Richie here now? Just don't get it. I mean, maybe nerves. I mean, okay, it's a very uncharacteristic blunder.
Sorry, what's on the board? Queen f3. Ah, so you went Queen f3, knight d3, rook d3,
and rook
d3,
a7. Yeah, well then Queen
a7.
takes c6. Yeah. I mean, where is the intrigue?
d5. Oh no, wait, it's just a piece.
It's a piece. Yeah, I mean.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you have to try to play some bishop try to win this.
Queen d6.
I have, yeah,
Queen d6.
Queen d6, Queen g5 check at least.
I mean, see, I'm blundering things. Queen b6 is obviously the move.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, but it's obvious that something will work for white. Yeah, it's this isn't the tactics Richie relied on, and I just trying to, maybe he just completely missed Queen f3. He just, you know, he felt like he will have knight takes d3 check, and there is no good way for white to move away the queen, and maybe where he cannot even believe his luck. Yeah, because it was a very tough match, and all of a sudden Richie just overpressed in both games, sacrificed some material where he just takes it. He's like a computer, and then goes on to win.
Goodness me. Shocking. Yeah. And in the Aronian game, we've got tons of action. What's going on there?
Yeah, so finally what happened? Queen c7, Queen g5 was played, covering the d8 square and hitting on e3. It's actually a nice move. Rook c3 happened, protecting the pawn. Now black captured on d7 the rook. And Levon took, Queen takes d7, bishop a6, knight d6. Still and h5. Yeah, this exchange sacrifice. I mean, okay, this knight on d6 is incredibly powerful. The bishop has given up the long diagonal. It had to move away. It's looking fantastically, but okay, black wants h4. Not over yet. Not over yet.
So let's see. f4 looks like a standard move here, because you might want to displace the queen.
Yeah, because okay, Queen f6.
Queen h6, knight f7, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Queen h6 is, ooh, I mean, Queen h6, then I'm completely pegged. Yeah, I can't do that.
Okay, so Queen has to go somewhere, but if you go f6, I go bishop takes h5, Queen d8.
Yeah, probably I have to go Queen d8. Yeah, that's the move. Of course.
Okay,
that's the idea.
Queen f7, King h7, bishop h5, rook f6.
Yeah, f4 on the board.
Yeah.
And by the way, in the very rapport game, also this bishop d7, Queen b6 sequence of moves is on the board. We can maybe very quick, because black find this Queen b8 resource. Yeah, he find Queen b8 resource, but what does it give? I mean, he wants to trap this knight. He wants to trap this knight. Queen a5.
Yeah. Queen a5. Oh boy. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, the knight is threatening to jump. The pawn on d6 is challenged. There will be a c5 square for any of the knights to jump. Don't see it happen.
Catastrophe.
Total catastrophe. This is unbelievable.
Richie. Yeah, just I think that last game losing it really hurt. and he just wasn't able to compose himself.
Yeah,
Could
also
be over.
it's day 6. Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't forget. Yeah, it's an incredible, brutal format with tons of chess, lot of nursing in play. Yesterday's match was incredibly tough. I mean, yeah, it's kind of natural if you make mistakes. But what happened in the Levon's game? He, after f4, queen d8, he opted for queen f7, check, king
Yeah,
f7,
king
and
h7,
rook
rook
d3.
d3, nice move. Now knight takes f5 is a threat. Possibly.
Yeah, also, I mean, just placing the rook on d4 is such a pleasure. Yeah, I mean, putting perfect harmony to white's pieces. Let's not forget about this pawn is falling.
13 seconds, Jan Krzysztof Duda. Tournament life. h4. So what does he want? Knight takes f5. Does he want to give the queen? I don't think so, no.
Well, he wants queen f6, I guess.
Queen
he wants queen f6, and if you trade and you take on h4, then c4 is hanging at least.
Yeah, he's got something there, actually.
Yeah. And
That's
okay,
not
he
it.
has some hope because Levon is also low on the clock. That's the only hope. Knight e4. What on earth is knight e4? What on earth is knight e4? I see the evaluation bar just collapses on the spot. What
Queen
is knight
f8,
e4?
queen e8.
I mean, okay, my goodness.
But there's some knight g5, bishop h5 now. No?
I mean, but okay, my first reaction was FTX e4. I would just, okay, sack the queen and I don't know, what is it?
You want to do what?
Okay, sacrificing the queen was of course lost, but queen g8 was apparently extreme. Okay, but how can you find this with few seconds on the clock?
I actually thought queen f8 was the most natural move. Okay, knight g5, we take, rook g5. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then bishop h4, and actually black is wow, bishop h5.
Okay, rook somewhere.
Yeah, but now black is fine. I mean, black will definitely get game 4. I mean, Duda is back alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's still shaking his head. I don't understand why. Why? He thinks he's missed something.
Maybe he realized that he
could have gone queen f8. That's what he
exactly that only because of this rook e8. Yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah,
okay, but I don't think that you can blame yourself with 11 seconds on the clock if you miss some deep tactics or trick or how you want to call it.
All right. Well, the game still isn't over. This is.
But hang on. There is also some kind of rook h4, bishop f7 checkmate.
Yes.
Of course, black will always play g6, but the bishop might be hanging on c4. Hang on. How does it work out? So
hg3, rook h4. You want?
Yeah, hg, rook h4.
No, g8 and king h2, king g8.
Yes, hg on the board, and now what is it? No. And then king g8. Yeah, tranquilo. Okay, my heart is already collapsing. I can't calculate.
No. You got to take back hg.
Bishop f7, Levon.
What?
H8. Okay, but g6, yeah.
g6.
I mean, okay, first take on h2 now. No, he doesn't take on h2.
What is he? Rook d7.
Rook d7, yeah, he will go for. But okay, black will have bishop d5 later on, but he has to abandon the g6 pawn.
Yeah, this is not easy.
Look at this. Duda is completely, but that's why very clever not to take on h2, because otherwise white's king would march. Yeah, I mean that would be terrible. Like this, he will get bishop d5 and rook c2.
Bishop g6, rook g8 exists here also. Oh no, I'm blundering.
No, they're made.
Oh my god.
No, bishop d5, yeah, and then rook c2. Wonder, I mean, even with 10 seconds of clock, Duda has this intuition, yeah, just not to take on h2, but very important to keep white's king boxed in.
g4. g4 too strong, Peter. You like g4?
No, I'm not impressed of g4.
Okay. Sorry.
No, but now with bishop on d5, I'm not impressed that, I mean, black is just super solid. The only problem is that probably Duda is missing that he had a chance maybe to play for more. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a draw after something.
But why? I still don't understand why. Like, why is this such an easy draw? Like, can I play tricky?
I mean, with which color you want to play for a win? Please tell me first.
Oh, we're right. Okay.
I mean,
well, I can make a draw immediately. Bishop takes f5. No?
Yeah, bishop f5. Yeah, but I mean, because rook g2, rook take g3 always takes care of this g pawn. Yeah, so it's only a mirage that this king is in danger. But bishop f5, I'm not sure if Levon wants to take bishop f5. It's isn't it a bit scary, those connected two pawns, and not that suddenly. I understand it should be a draw, but maybe he will find a way of giving some perpetual check. Bishop h5. Yeah, I think he wants to set up some, you know, rook e7, rook e8, eternal perpetual or something. b5, rook d8. Yeah, okay, rook d7, check. Yeah, just. But yeah, king f8. That's why I thought like rook e7 and then this rook e8 mechanism. Yeah, rook f7. Okay, king g8 then.
Ah, okay. g6.
Okay, g6, rook g2. Then g7, bishop s7, bishop e6 wins. Okay.
Oh.
Be careful.
Oh, wow. Yanchistov shaking his head. Thinks he's blundered.
No, but he's still fine. But I mean, king g8 and then he has to go bishop to c4 or bishop b3. I mean, the bishop needs to be protected.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's fine, but he played king f8 with the intention of trying to play for a win, and he realizes that actually, no, he has no right to play for a win. Down to 10 seconds.
b4. What?
Wow, so he goes for it. He has the nerves.
What is this?
So g7, king g8, bishop f7, king g7, bishop e6, king f6. What is it?
4 seconds. Bishop e4.
Ah, bishop e4. This explains. Okay, yeah, because the bishop had to move.
Okay. So now what?
I have no idea.
I mean,
how they are doing it.
Goodness me.
Rook d8 check, king g7, rook d7. Maybe the players will say that's it. Enough is enough. Yeah. King g8, rook d8. It's gonna be a draw. Wow. I mean, Levon missed the chance to clarify the situation. Then Duda was very upset with himself of falling into this bishop h5 trick, and maybe he could have already used it with queen g8 or queen f8. But he's still alive. His chances are alive. Wow. Look at Duda's face. I think it tells it all. It says it all. So
wow.
All right. So let's take a look. Does Richie have chance to stay in the match?
No.
No, yeah.
Well, I mean, holding this would just be.
Yeah, it's only 2 pawns. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, wait, there is no a pawn. Sorry, I thought there was an a pawn.
But it's still only 2 pawns. I mean, g5 was a very clever move because it's the only chance. Yeah, I mean, forget about the b5 pawn. You have to create something. Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
I wanted to highlight some king activation also. I don't know, just to illustrate counterplay. I mean, of course, it's all objectively lost, but we are not talking about objectivity. Chances we need. Some hope to create some counterplay. Rook a5, yeah, that's what I was expecting. That, yeah, why not just to take this pawn? Yeah, I don't see Richie surviving this.
No.
b4. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 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 seconds And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad because this match deserved better. I mean, simply the previous game, he should have just taken a draw there, give the perpetual check, and then we would have maybe some incredible tiebreak, whatever, to figure it later out. But after that loss, yeah, somehow he wasn't himself. He wasn't himself. Now G4 is, for example, brutal, just stopping any kind of king F5, and then rook A6 check, forces black skin, and then knight D5. It's basically game over on the spot. Yeah, G4 on the board, rook A6.
5, rook A6, and knight D5, yeah.
And it's not premature to design. I know it hurts very badly. I mean, poor Richie. I mean, just to lose like this. Yeah, and he
That's it. Yeah. That means Wei Yi, he's sipping his tea, but he's soon going to be sipping mojitos on Rodeo Drive. I always pronounce that incorrect. Is it Rodeo Drive? No, that's Beverly Hills. What's the one in Miami? Somebody let me know. Tweet me at Lawrence Trent IM. The famous road. Rodeo Drive is Hollywood, no? Or is it Miami?
Well, and the Mulholland Drive also. Yeah, it's not it's not in Miami.
I don't know. Anyway, Wei Yi, you'll be spotting him in there with his, Leela latest version in Miami. Congratulations to Wei Yi making it to the final. Brilliant, gritty performance. Just never gave up and calculates like a machine. Is really showing some fantastic stuff. What we are going to do is we have a moment for the first time to have a break. And we'll be back for the final game of the Aronian Duda match. Will Jan Krzysztof pull off a win with the white pieces? It's all or nothing. We'll soon find out. We'll be back in a few minutes.
The Grunfeld is a very good opening for those of you who are striving to get a double edge.
In this video we're going to look at the latest developments in the 6 bishop g5 knight off.
I'm gonna start with sort of my first official Stonewall game.
The idea is not to fight against any opponent move, prevent everything, defend and so on. No, it's just to move.
Okay, so let's send a challenge.
Here is challenging me. Nice graphics, easy to see. Oh, what are you thinking about? You're looking how it can be the most painful?
Exactly. Okay, fine.
That I give up a phone. He wants to be even rude.
B3, A5. What do you think about this opening? Honestly, what do you think?
You don't have to play knight c3. We can actually put a piece on d2, which is better because then we avoid the potential doubling of our c-pawns.
What you have to understand about practical endgames as a whole is that just like in the middle game or the opening, you cannot rely solely on these general considerations.
This is John. John loves to study chess. This is David. David loves to study chess as well, but efficiently. John spends more time setting up the board and figuring out what's on the page of his book than he gets to study. David likes to take it easy and use his time wisely. David has finished his exercise for today. John should try the same.
It's time to take control of your journey towards chess mastery. Magnus Carlsen introduces Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Move Trainer uses the science of spaced repetition to identify your strengths and eliminate your weaknesses. There's no need to set up a board, remember which page you're on, or keep track of all the moves you miss. Move Trainer empowers you to go from the opening to the endgame with confidence. It's a seamless, effective, and fun way to study chess. Choose from one of the largest online chess libraries in the world, with hundreds of titles ranging from classic books through to our exclusive Chessable courses, including over 100 free courses. Get expert insights from International Master John Bartholomew, Grandmaster Sam Shankland, International Master Christoph Sulecki, Grandmaster Simon Williams, World Champion Magnus Carlsen, and hundreds of other instructors. Get started now and join our growing community of over 100,000 chess enthusiasts at chessable.com. Chessable, take control of your journey towards chess mastery.
Welcome everybody! My name is Jan Nepomniachtchi, former world chess champion.
Are starting a new course here for Chessable.
A very special Chessable course.
Master your chess with Judith Bolgar.
You know what? I learned a lot.
Seriously? Checkmate! Aim Chess is an intelligent system that analyzes your game, prevents mistakes, and develops recommendations for improving your skill. Phew!
Welcome to the new Chess24 playing experience. Play in light mode or dark mode. Choose from a range of time controls or create a custom game and get paired with players from around the world fast. Enjoy a polished playing experience while making moves on a fresh, responsive board to claim your victories. Train and improve with over 80,000 puzzles. And that's not all. Download now and discover what more you can enjoy in our brand new app.
Hi there, it's me, John Chess, inventor of chess. And are you sick of sucking at chess? Well, lucky for you, I have also invented aim chess. Look at this chess puzzle. Did you solve it? Of course not, that's because you're not using Aim Chess. Aim Chess is a digital chess trainer that helps you improve by creating unique lessons based on your recent games. Just link your chess.com, Chess, or Chess24 account and feel that brain wrinkle. Yeah, see, you shouldn't have blundered your queen just there. Now I know! Thanks, Aim Chess! Now all that's left to figure out is how that funny horse moves. They even got acquired by that one chess player other than Hikaru, so you know it's good. Hi, it's me, that guy I just mentioned, and I am the best chess man in the world. But thanks to Aim Chess, I also have a girlfriend now as well. This could be you! Personalized training, game reports and analysis disease, study plans, thick, luscious hair, intuition builder, all this and more available on Aim Chess.
Hello?
Courtney, did you know that Aim Chess users improve their ratings 43% faster than average?
What?
So what are you waiting for? Join Aim Chess today. Links will be somewhere, probably. I don't know, I just made the video. Aim Chess. Sign up now and get 50k silver and 2 free months off your VPN. Now that's what I call a Queen's Gambit. That's so Aim chess, for when you aim to chess. That's their slogan. That's what they say. Ready, aim, chess. That's another. Look, just sign up for aim chess, okay? Just come on. Literally, why not? All right, just stop being a dick for like 5 seconds and just go. All right? Jesus Christ.
Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Choose from one of the largest online chess libraries in the world, with hundreds of titles ranging from classic books through to our exclusive Chessable courses.
Hello everyone and welcome to this short introduction to the Ruy Lopez. So the Ruy Lopez is a chess opening that appears after the move e4, black replies e5, we play knight f3, black replies knight c6, and now bishop to b5. This is the Ruy Lopez. We intend to castle next, and we are building some initiative in the center later on by playing the move c3 and hopefully d4. It's a very solid and reliable opening. It has been played by basically all the world champions throughout the history of chess. It has been around for hundreds of years, and it can definitely last you a lifetime once you learn it. So I really recommend you all to try out the Ruy Lopez.
Air quality isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you think about chess and esports, but it affects our focus, decision-making, health, sleep, and more. What's in the air you breathe? Find out with Air Things.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the final part of today's stream. It's the semi-finals of the FTX Road to Miami. Wei Yi played like a machine and beats Richard Rapport without even having to go to the fourth game. Wei Yi books his place in the final and a trip to Miami, if of course he can get there. We were discussing in the break. Hopefully the restrictions won't mean that he can't travel. Nevertheless, who will he face in the final? So far, it's, well, Levon Aronian with a huge advantage, just needs to not lose in the final game. He'll play black against Jan Krzysztof Duda. He had a great position against Duda just now, but he didn't manage to convert it. Duda actually missed a good chance to perhaps even get a massive advantage in that game. Nevertheless, the situation is clear. It's do or die for the dude. Will he win with the white pieces? How will he play? What is the approach? To walk us through all the action, of course, Peter Leko, what do you think? Are we going to see a Queen's Gambit accepted with e5 again? Probably, yes, we do, of course.
Yes, it's on the board. And now interesting to see if will Duda deviate or not. Yeah, because knight c3 is the other option. In the previous game, we saw bishop d2. Now we see knight c3. Bishop takes e4. I mean, one really has to mention that I'm pretty sure that both players have some seconds working with them. Yeah, because it's so important that during that 15 minutes break, yeah, you get instructions, you get all the knowledge that, aha, yes, what you played there, this and that could have happened, you know, and you, if you want to deviate, you have this and that option, because otherwise as a player, you just go crazy. Yeah, you finish your game, you have all these emotions. Making any preparatory work is basically absolutely impossible. But if somebody can guide you immediately, then that's exactly what you need.
So do you think both of these guys did have seconds working during the break?
Yes. I mean, not during the break, already during the games. Yes.
Or so during the games even.
Yes, yeah. Because finally what happens, it's a match. Yeah, you play with the white pieces. After that, you play a black game. And while those two games are in progress, you can actually do work. Yeah. And then also depending on the match situation, of course, then to adjust the strategy like that. It's not like, let's just play something. No, I'm pretty sure, especially in the semifinals, when so much is at stake, then the guys who have been behind Duda during the candidates, I mean, Miton and Gajewski, I'm pretty sure that they are involved here as well. This is big business here. It's not just some online chess game.
So totally agree, yeah. All right, C6 on the board by Aronian. So we have, well, position which, you know, typical kind of position where if black can stabilize, he's fine, but the knight on e5 doesn't. It's not stable. It can't easily stable. And of course, the fear as black here is that if white gets some momentum in some ways with some f4 push, of course, it could be dangerous, but you leave your king very exposed. Already you can't do that because of some check and then knight g4 or knight d3. So you have to prepare these things. So what kind of moves? Maybe also another way is, of course, if you could play bishop e3 and f3 here in 2 moves as white, you'd also be very stable, but you can't get that either. So this is actually a bit of a tricky decision here as white, what to do already in this position.
Exactly. There is the feeling that there might be something for white to look forward to, but yeah, this bishop e3 and then something lands on g4. I don't know exactly which knight. It's already kind of irritating when you see that it might happen. If we start with f3, then black can give a check on the diagonal. That's also bad news, and then black can follow with knight d3. I feel like white needs some very nice prophylactic move here, and maybe something exists, but finding it in a rapid game, if you are, for example, not move pair move prepared, yeah, it's one thing that, because if if a player does not blitz out a move, it does not mean that he doesn't know the position. Yeah, h3 played exactly. I thought like this might be the move, covering the g4 square, so getting ready for any bishop e3s, and also supporting f4 bishop e3s together. It's a good move.
Yeah, I like h3.
And just to show that, for example, of course, black would love to play knight d3 and hit this bishop, but now white can simply move the bishop, and knight takes b2 is premature because after queen c2 the knight is trapped. If you go back to d3, rook a d1 pins the knight and you lose the game. So just to illustrate why black can't just jump like this into d3. And how do you develop this bishop?
Yeah, not easy. The bishop on c8 is a problem, isn't it? Not easy at all.
Yeah, some typical move in positions like this is an invading queen move, like queen d3. Yeah, like trying to use the momentum that you can't take because then my knight on d3 is very strong in endgame. But of course, white will probably just ignore with bishop f4 tempo, and getting tempo to develop is all he needs. Levon goes queen e7, the most natural move in the position. Getting ready for bishop e6, getting ready for some rook d8. All right.
Okay.
It's typically a position that the next 2 moves will be critical. I mean, if white gets his will, he might have very good prospects. But if black just gets what he wants, then it will be also very good for black. So next 2 moves are decisive here.
I like to move queen c2 here, but maybe that's just me. Yeah, just sidestepping rook d8. If bishop e6 happens, you've got the choice of either taking and then playing knight d4 or something along those lines. And now you just prepare either bishop g5, bishop e3 and connect the rooks. But he goes f4. He goes for the critical. He says, okay, I cover g4 now. But you can still give check and go knight g4, can't you?
Yeah, well, this f4 business feels a bit premature to me. Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
This just feels wrong because, I mean, the move queen c2 made a lot of sense. Yeah, that slowly just sidestepping of these things. Yeah, Levon goes rook d8. Also, knight can get to d3. Knight can get to g4. I mean, okay, all kinds of things are possible here.
Wow. So, okay, let's go bishop c5 check. Bishop c5 check.
No, or just knight d3 also.
Or knight d3 immediately.
Because what I like in knight d3 is that we can still use the other knight to jump to g4 as well, yeah?
But knight d3, bishop e4. Knight d3, bishop e3, e4 is hanging, sorry. Is that your point?
Yeah, well, I mean, my point is that it almost looks like a total collapse for white. I'm completely perplexed. What happened here? I mean, how on earth did Duda let this happen? Yeah, bishop c5 check, stopping any bishop e3s.
Yeah, knight d3. This is horrific, no?
Yeah, and look at Levon. I mean, he leans back on his chair very, very happily. Like, okay, he has got the total dream.
Yeah, and like a move like knight g3 runs into knight g4 and all of these queen h4 ideas. That's the point.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a catastrophe. This is a real catastrophe. We talk about little catastrophes, but this is, what on earth is this f4 move? He had to be more patient. He got impatient. Jan Krzysztof. Catastrophe.
Yeah, he got carried away with emotions. Yeah, that he knows that he needs to win, so he needs to push. But no, especially against Levon. I mean, Levon is always waiting for these counter chances. And in fact, I mean, Levon might win the match with the black pieces. That always, if afterwards you looking back at your match and you realize that, oh my God, actually, the reason why I lost the match because I over pushed with the white pieces. Yeah, it certainly is a terrible feeling. Because it was not like your opponent outclassed you and you did not have a chance. No, actually, you just you were too aggressive yourself.
Goodness me, what an anticlimax as well. Because basically, I mean, there are just no moves.
I mean, look at this. Duda is hiding his face.
Yeah,
I mean, he is also in total shock, in a horror. Look at this.
Can't believe it. Absolute chaos. Jan Krzysztof just was so, he had a lack of equilibrium today. Did you feel it? I felt zero equilibrium. There was not enough stability. He wasn't cemento enough. No cemento. Just go, go, go.
Yeah, but I mean, also we have to understand, yeah, he played the candidates and everything. So it was, and he was fighting in every single game. Not a single game he was trying to save energy. Yeah, I mean, during the whole preliminaries, very, very aggressive and so on. Yesterday's big match already there, we could also see, I think he said in his interview that he thinks that this was clearly the worst match that he ever played with Anish. Yeah, despite winning, I mean, he was very, very dissatisfied with the quality of play. And maybe the tiredness finally caught him up. Yeah, because usually this kind of hallucinations or blackouts are coming when you are just very, very tired.
Yeah, and Krzysztof just looking at the position, probably saying, what on earth have I done? Tiredness. I mean, it's even difficult to suggest a move here because it's not that black can just win an exchange with knight f2. I mean, that can happen. But the problem is knight g4 is just a legit mating winning threat almost, because knight g4, queen h4 comes and it's just all she wrote. Finito. I mean, it's very...
And actually also the e4 pawn is about to fall as well. Yeah, it just... I mean, you just can't make a move.
That's what I'm saying. It's just over. How many moves is it?
Well, it's just 14. Move 14.
14 moves and total catastrophe. Unbelievable scenes. Levon Aronian can't believe it. A gift.
Yeah, he's just there to collect. Yeah, Levon just collecting. I mean, of course, it's not his fault if his opponent gives him the chance and he uses it. Definitely. But, I mean, yesterday, what kind of incredible tension he had been, yeah, against Erigaisi. I mean, he was almost knocked out. And now suddenly he's almost guaranteed to get that last ticket to Miami. What a turn of events.
Incredible, really. And Jan Krzysztof just staring into the abyss. No moves. Oh, we got to move.
Yeah,
E5.
E5. I mean, good
Okay,
or bad,
but
it had to be played, yeah?
But knight G4, yeah, played. Maybe he wants knight E4 here.
Yeah, he wants knight E4 because otherwise bishop F5 would have won the game on the spot. But
maybe
here,
anyway,
bishop F5.
Maybe anyway, bishop F5.
Okay, then knight 2 G3 at least.
Knight 2 G3?
I mean, what else? What else can I do?
Yes. Knight 2 G3. Okay. You survive.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you have knight F2 check. I mean, how do I survive? But
yeah, I just go knight df2. Sorry.
Yeah, knight df2, and I mean, I have to take. Yeah, take, and now. I mean, I wanted to take queen f2 and bishop f2, knight f5. And what do I have? Two pieces? No, 3 pieces. But you can also take on e4. I mean, it just finished. Yeah, bishop f5 on the board.
Yeah.
By the way, I mean, 3 pieces for queen and rook. But okay, I think it would be already a dream scenario for white, because then at least you might be lost, but you can play, but you are not even getting there. Bishop f5.
Gross. Got a feel for Jan Krzysztof. He fought very hard here. He had a very good preliminary stage. You know, he was very, very impressive in the preliminary, but just tired, just exhausted. Hand on face. Cannot believe it. Sick to his stomach that he's got this position with the white pieces.
But actually we are getting some news from Sotiris that actually Duda, with his great performance in this event, he anyway has a very good tour standing. So actually he has maybe very good chances of getting into Miami anyway, regardless of this result. I mean, we don't know yet what is happening and how things will unfold, but so we should not rule out seeing Duda at all in Miami. He still got chances. Yeah, and we are seeing knight df2, knight takes f2, queen sacrifice. This is what I told you, that
yes.
I mean, if I can sacrifice the queen, I will still play, but of course it's just 2 pieces. And without the light square bishop, I really wanted to have this bishop on b3. Without this, it's hopeless. Yeah, just 2 pieces, and black has the total control. Knight e4.
Okay, let's keep on going. So knight e4. So I guess
f5. Oof.
Oh my goodness, that's a nasty.
Oof. Blitzed out on the spot.
Yeah, the point is that knight c5, queen c5, knight f2.
No, okay, but then it's complete finish, because white is going on the defensive and he has his queen done. I mean, that's it. Basically, after f5, it's not premature to resign. It's probably time to resign. And look at Duda. He knows it, of course.
In fact, just in that line, after knight c5, queen c5, knight f2, rook anywhere, white can't actually complete development even. He's in Zugzwang almost. I mean, it's really sad. f5 is very strong.
Yeah, f5 basically seals it. But the message that I'm getting from Sotiris is that he's pretty sure that with this result, Duda is actually second in the tour standings, which means an automatic invitation to Miami. So actually, maybe even Duda is not aware of this, because if he would, I don't think that he would be so incredibly disappointed. It's of course, losing the game and missing out on the chance of getting to the final. Of course, it's very painful, but I wonder if he knows this, that actually he might or not might, he's in the spot to get automatic invitation.
Yikes. Maybe he's just too sick with this position. But yeah, the second spot invitation. Well, somebody will break the news to him, I'm sure. So that at least that's some consolation. But he'll still be very disappointed with this last game because
yeah, exactly. I mean, because it's also completely unnecessary. Of course, you can lose to Levon. I mean, Levon is brilliant and it's normal, but I mean, he can really feel that he beat himself. Yeah, that's what hurts him the most. If Levon was just clearly better, outplayed him, it's another issue. Yeah, but he just made it too easy for Levon actually at some point.
Yeah, and Levon with all the time in the world here, many ways to win. Don't have to be precise. B5 looks like a good move, just stopping rook c4. Rook a8 is perfectly fine, of course.
Yeah, just double everything on the b5. Anyway, queen b5 comes and you will collect even the b3 pawn, I guess.
Yeah, this is, and Jan Krzysztof may be a bit embarrassed even about this game. Happens to the best. Even sometimes the greatest in the game are just okay. I think he's got no more fight left in him because the rook is also pinned. You can't move that. Yes, can't move any pieces. It's just okay, Jan Krzysztof. It's okay to resign him. It's all right, mate. We've all done it, and you will be back. But yeah, resigns is not premature. Yep, and there we have it. Levon Aronian goes to the final. Who, Levon at some moment didn't look like, against Irigasi, he looked tough, but he's found a way, and he will play Wei Yi for the title at the FTX Road to Miami tournament. We will be bringing you the final, of course, over the next 2 days. It's a 2-day final, 2 sets. So we fireworks. 2 very interesting players, of course, you can see there. Tomorrow and Sunday, your weekend's action here with us on Chess 24. Wow. Well, very disappointing for Jan Krzysztof. Just didn't quite. I mean, he lacked, as I said, I felt like he lacked balance, tiredness. He just wasn't quite at the races. Levon much more switched on. You have to say, Levon and Wei Yi, they both deserve to be in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other hand, we also have to mention the very, very interesting thing that I think Wei Yi was number 8 in the preliminaries and Levon was number 7, I believe. Yeah. So actually, it also shows that how important it is to get into this top 8. It doesn't really matter which place you have taken because all these players are incredibly tough, and now suddenly we end up seeing the guys who finished 8th and 7th in the preliminaries in the finals.
Yeah, there you go. Levon and Wei Yi, you were right. 7th and 8th position, both of them now in the finals. Well, that's going to be it from us. Before we go, remember to get yourselves that premium membership, 40% off. Lovely discount using the code Road to Miami. Get yourselves an FTX account. And also remember the improvers pack that we've got for you on chess24.com. Go and get that free of charge. Anna Rudolph, Simon Williams, Daniel Naroditsky, tons of puzzles. What more could you possibly ask for? Go to chess24.com/free for that, and go to the wall on chess24.com as well if you wish to check out a new feature, Twitter style page with prizes, news items, and the like. Peter, it's been fun. It's been emotional.
It's been fun. I'm wondering do we by accident have a tour standing or something, because we have been talking about this, that actually Duda seems to be anyway second and he's going to be in Miami. I was just wondering, maybe we don't have it. Do we?
Is that updated? This is before the event. So Duda will have increased his share. So he'll be in second position. And Duda won 7,000 in the prelims plus this. So what's that? That's like 13,000.
Yeah, that's 13,000, yeah?
Yeah, so he's got to 73,000. So Duda will probably get the invite to Miami anyway. But you do not see Levon Aronian's name on that list. Levon not performed so well in the tour, but he will get an invite anyway. Hasn't played enough tournaments. So there you have it. We'll update you with the official numbers tomorrow before the match starts. That's it. That's all I got. Peter, any last words for today?
Yeah, well, I mean, it just, when all these dramas yesterday of the quarterfinals, I was, myself completely exhausted. And I was thinking about the players, that how on earth, will they bounce back after those roller coasters and so on. Yeah, because none of the matches were easy. Yeah, all of the matches were completely crazy. And I feel like there was some kind of a tiredness. Yeah, lack of concentration. They have just given all previously. Duda and Rapport, both players had played the candidates. Yeah, they were maybe already playing out of last reserves already, before. But the adrenaline kept on driving them forward. And it was inevitable that suddenly at some point, the tiredness will play a role. And in this online event, just one tiny second, you lose the concentration, and then you lose a game like it happened to Richie in the second game. Yeah, and that's it. Very, very difficult to come back. We have also seen Duda was extremely unhappy that he missed that chance at the end in game 3, right? Because you remember we were thinking like he should be happy that he survived, but he probably felt like that was his golden opportunity. Yeah, that's it. Finally, very end, Levon reaching the finals. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, both players had played great events so far. It's going to be a 50-50, and it's a clash of styles. Yeah, clash of generation. This is always very, very interesting. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I think Duda really went on tilt after missing Queen F8, Queen J8, missing that half chance, and didn't recover psychologically. And you're absolutely right. Clash of styles where you Levon Aronian going to be really interesting to see. I don't recall too many battles in match format of these guys. So going to be very, very interesting indeed. And that's it. That's it from us. We'll see you tomorrow. Ruy Aronian, who is going to take the title, the FTX Road to Miami? Only one way to find out. Come and join us tomorrow for more action. But for now, from me, from Peter, from Satiris and the team, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for hanging out. See you tomorrow.
Air quality isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you think about chess and esports, but it affects our focus, decision-making, health, sleep, and more. What's in the air you breathe? Find out with Air Things.